the my microphone. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It is high school football. Alabama's after the game. John Holder with you on a football Friday night. It is week number 2 of the high school football season. And, of course, after the game brought to you by the Calhoun County Commission. We are coming to you tonight live from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. We're going to be with you for 2 hours plus at least tonight with all the scores, all the highlights. We've got great guests, great information, everything you need to know about high school football coming your way live next. That begins with scores. As always, we're going to take you to the USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard and get you caught up on final scores from all across the state tonight, and especially here in East Alabama. As we go now to the scoreboard, we will begin with this game. Number 2 Piedmont. The Bulldogs with a running clock in the second half tonight at the Field of Champions in Piedmont. It was 43-0. That was the score at halftime, and they make that stand up as they win 43-0 with a running clock in the second half. We will have highlights of that game from the Field of Champions in Piedmont. Also tonight, Raglan and Donahoe. This was the season opener for Raglan over at Joan Ford Stadium. Raglan wins the game over Donahoe. This is a final 38-19. Raglan beats the Donahoe Falcons tonight over in Raglan. Also this evening, the number 2 ranked team and defending 3A champion in the AISA Chambers Academy of Lafayette. The Rebels come to Oxford tonight, and they beat Hope Christian 57-12. We will have the head coach of Hope Christian School, Chris Stone, join us live in studio with some Hope players tonight as Hope Christian loses their first game in school history after winning last week and becoming our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We'll show you that a little bit later on, but tonight they fall to a powerhouse, Chambers Academy, by a score of 57-12 tonight in Oxford. This is a bit surprising, not because they lost the game, but in the manner they lost. Number 4 and 5A Moody led number 10 and 6A Oxford 24-0 at halftime, and they beat the Yellow Jackets tonight by a score of 31-7, the final score at Bill Morris Stadium in Moody this evening. Walter Wellborn opens the season tonight at Jeff Smith Field at the Hill tonight. They win a region game. Remember, Class 3A Region 6 is in region play right here in Week 2 because it's a 9-team region. Walter Wellborn wins tonight, coming from behind. They were down 15-14 going to the fourth quarter. 2 touchdowns in the fourth, and Walter Wellborn beats J.B. Pennington 28-15. Same score tonight down in Lee County at Beauregard. The Anniston Bulldogs opened the season tonight with a win over the Hornets of Beauregard. Same score tonight down in Lee County. Anniston 28, Beauregard 15. Tough game. It was back and forth all night for Locust Fork. Locust Fork beats Ohatchee tonight at Locust Fork 28-21. Again, a region game in Class 3A Region 6. Jacksonville and Alexandria. This is now final that just went final. Number 10 in Class 4A Alexandria opens their season. I think it's the biggest rivalry in Calhoun County, and Alexandria gets revenge. They beat Jacksonville tonight at Golden Eagle Stadium 34-7. That game is our game of the week with Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance. Coach Michael Short was there. He'll have all the highlights of that game coming. Plus, we got highlights of that Wellborn-Pennington game as well. JCA and Tuscaloosa Christian playing tonight in Jacksonville. Still looking for a final on that game. We also will have highlights of this game tonight. This was a top 10 matchup, one of the best games in the state. Number 7, we got that reversed though, guys. It was Pleasant Valley beating Spring Garden 40-7. We'll probably have that corrected before we jump out of there. But we want to tell you, number 7 Pleasant Valley in Class 2A, very impressive win. There it is, corrected. They won 34. They were up 34-0 at halftime, and they beat Spring Garden, the number 6 team in Class 1A, by a score of 40-7. Impressive win for Jonathan Nix and the Raiders tonight out at Spring Garden. We will have highlights of that game coming from Spring Garden tonight. Also this evening, Cleburne County opened their season tonight at the Lions Den at Sardis, where Sardis was a winner over Cleburne County 27-14. They led that game at one point by a score of 27-7. Cleburne County scores in the fourth quarter to make it 27-14. Big rival game over on the Georgia border. We do have the final. It's not up there yet. But Ranburne beat Woodland tonight 14-6. Those two schools only about 8 miles apart. Ranburne wins over Woodland tonight 14-6 the final. Still looking, I believe, for a final score on Randolph County at home tonight at Hewlin-Humphrey Stadium in Wedowee, hosting Central of Coosa. Hanley and Dadeville played last night. A number of teams, especially down toward Lee County, and we'll tell you why in just a minute. You should figure that one out. They moved their game to last night because the Auburn Tigers were playing tonight. And so teams down there wanted to not go head-to-head with that. Hanley and Dadeville, two of those teams. So Hanley last night at Wright Field in Roanoke, they beat Dadeville 49-20. Tonight, number 1 and defending state champion in 1A Wadley, they beat Horseshoe Bend 58-10 tonight at New Site. Another game that was last night down in that direction at Alexandria City. What a win for the Ben Russell Wildcats. Ben Russell beats number 3 in 5A Central Clay County 40-7 last night at the Sportsplex in Alex City. Tonight, Sylacauga goes on the road. We don't have that up graphically for you, but we will tell you that Sylacauga did beat Montevallo tonight. This is a new final. Sylacauga 33, Montevallo nothing. The final score from over in Shelby County at Montevallo. B.B. Comer and Vincent still looking for a final on that game. A couple of more Thursday night games from last night involving Talladega County teams. Fayetteville, hey, the Lions of John Limbaugh, I should say the Wolves of John Limbaugh, they beat Billingsley last night 43-40, the final score at Farm Links Field in Fayetteville last night. Another all-Talladega County matchup was at Mary Dumas Stadium in Talladega last night. We'll correct that one. It was 20-12 was the final. Been reported in a lot of places 20-14, but there it is. Talladega beats Childersburg last night 20-12. Tonight, one of the biggest rivalries in all of high school football. Lincoln and Munford. We're going to bring you highlights of this game from Keith Howard Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, where Lincoln beat Munford 38-14. Highlights of that game coming from Lincoln. This is a new final, and we got some details on this thanks to Kevin Moore, who played the national anthem on his saxophone tonight over in Gadsden. We were at the game. We're going to bring you highlights of this game. Number 5 in 2A Coosa Christian, it was a heartbreaking loss. They led most of the game against Pell City. Pell City scored on a 2-yard touchdown pass with 13 seconds left to go in the game. 6A Pell City beating 2A Coosa Christian, but just barely tonight, 28-27 in Gadsden. We will have highlights of that game from Philip Ellen Stadium coming up in just a moment. Also tonight, it was Fairview beating Springville 40-23 in a game played over in Coleman County. St. Clair County taking on defending Class 5A state champion Montgomery Catholic, the number 2 team in the state in 5A. Catholic coming up from Montgomery to Odenville. No final score on that game as of yet. West End Patriots tonight, very impressive at home in Walnut Grove. They beat Sandrock 33-14, the final. Cherokee County bounces back after that loss to Piedmont last week. The number 4 team in 4A playing at home tonight, their home opener at Warrior Stadium, Bobby Joe Johnson Field in center. Cherokee County shuts out the Arab Knights tonight 25-0. Couple more Thursday night games involving teams in Cherokee County. Galesville goes to 2-0. You saw the entire team here on After the Game last week. That must have done some good for them because they put up 56 points last night at home as they beat Asbury 56-20. Collinsville last night. Very impressive team in 3A. Watch the Collinsville Panthers. They beat Cedar Bluff last night 53-6 up at Collinsville. And another Thursday night game, we'll have complete highlights of this game, including post-game interviews with Coach Mike Robertson and also quarterback Bryce Whitaker. Hokes Bluff last night was down 7-0. They scored 28 unanswered, and they dominate Southside last night at Barney Hood Stadium in Southside. Hokes Bluff wins it 28-7. Westbrook Christian and Glencoe still looking for a final. Late in the game, Westbrook was up, I believe, 37-7. When we left, we'll have highlights of this game. We got a lot of highlights from Rainbow City. Westbrook was leading Glencoe 31-7 at halftime, and we got a lot of those highlights coming up. We think the final might be 37-7. We're going to check on that, but it looks like Westbrook did win the game tonight against Glencoe. Gadsden City and Hewitt-Trussville. Hewitt-Trussville was up very big in this game, 42-7 at one point, still looking for a final score on that game from Titan Stadium. Big games around the state tonight. We got Clark County and Leroy. playing down at Grove Hill, number 10 team in 2A against the number 2 team in 1A. Also tonight, bit of a surprise. After Fife lost last week big at the Kickoff Classic in Montgomery, Fife tonight back home in the friendly confines of Paul Benefield Stadium. Number 8 in 3A Fife beats the number 1 team, their big rival just across the county line. They beat number 1 in 2A Pisgah tonight, 60-28. It was 29-28 at halftime, Fife, and Fife scores 31 unanswered in the second half. Let's give you a final. We'll go back and tell you this, but Westbrook did beat Glencoe. 44-7 is the final. Westbrook 44, Glencoe 7. We'll have highlights of that game coming from Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium in Glencoe. Big game tonight in Metro Birmingham, number 2 in 6A Clay Chalkville. The Cougars at home against number 9 in 5A Ramsey tonight. Parker and Mountain Brook playing this evening. Another huge game, and this is a close game. The last I heard, I think we had a tie game here between number 1 and number 6 in 6A. Parker hosting Mountain Brook tonight in Birmingham. Spain Park and Hoover, another huge rivalry. Number 4 team in 6A, Spain Park, taking on number 4 in 7A Hoover tonight. That game being played at Spain Park. Pike Road and Enterprise, huge game in South Alabama. And we have the final. Number 9 in 7A Enterprise goes to Pike Road, and they beat the Patriots tonight, the number 5 team in 6A. 24-17 the final tonight from Pike Road. And another surprise from last night, and that was number 3 in 7A Auburn beating the number 7 team in 7A Vestavia Hills by a score of 42-14. Not surprised that Vestavia won the game last night, but we were surprised at how bad we got that reversed, by the way. Vestavia beat Auburn 42-14. Not Auburn winning. Vestavia Hills won it 42-14. We'll get that one corrected and get that reversed, but Vestavia does get the win over Auburn by a score of 42-14. There's the reversal. Vestavia wins the game. All right, we're back here, and it is time once again for our Chee-Haw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. We're excited. Let me show you something we did not get to show you last week. Every one of the team members here of our and I've got my paper covering that up. But every one of our team members, all the Donahoe cheerleaders last week got this. All the Wellborn cheerleaders will get this. This is a great belt bag from the folks at Chee-Haw Cheer and Tumble. Inside, there's all kinds of little goodies in there for the girls as well. They'll get that. But also, that's not all. They get our Cheer Squad of the Week trophy. So here tonight, we've got Erica Lehman, head cheer coach at Walter Wellborn High School. And also we got Allie Mitchell from Chee-Haw Cheer and Tumble. Ladies, our Walter Wellborn cheerleaders are going to be our cheer team of the week. You're about to make, Allie, the presentation to the Wellborn Panthers right here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, congratulations. And you're thinking, well, where are those Wellborn cheerleaders? They're right here in the studio with us, and they're going to take us to break right now with a chant and a cheer to get things started on this football Friday night. Here's the Wellborn cheerleaders.
Wellborn! Clap it high, clap it low, go! Panthers, go! Wellborn! Clap it high, clap it low, go! Panthers, go! Wellborn! Clap it high, clap it low, go! Panthers, go! Here we go, Panthers!
Awesome.
We're excited at Team 1 Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing plus a $1,000 bonus cash and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back to school savings. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people.
We stand for nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand, the perfect catch, the perfect stop,
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit cheehawcheerandtumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
Coming up in just a few moments, we'll show you our appearance today at Hope Christian Academy in Oxford. They were our very first 2025 Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We'll show you the complete video of that. And also coming up later on in the show, we will have this week's announcement of who's going to be the Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Let me tell you about Ted's Floors and Beyond. They have custom tile showers, backsplashes, granite and quartz countertops, Wellborn cabinetry, all types of flooring as well, as you would imagine. They've got hardwood, laminate, tile, luxury vinyl plank, carpet, all those things that you would expect from Ted's Floors and Beyond, but then they've added so much more with the kitchens and the cabinets and the bathrooms and all of that. Check out Ted's Floors and Beyond, U.S. Highway 431 out in the Sachs area. And we have coming up right now our score, an updated score, as we go back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Randolph County at home tonight. Not much tackling going on down in Wedowee tonight. Randolph County beating Central of Coosa 64-50 tonight. So that's, 114 points. Randolph County goes to 2-0, 64-50 winners over Central of Coosa. That's an updated score on our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. And we're going to bring it back now with the head coach of our Team of the Week from last week, the Hope Christian Academy Saints. And we've got Coach Chris Stone with us here live in studio tonight. His team had a really monumental task. I tried to tell folks during the summer, I said, listen, this Hope schedule is incredible because they, in week 2, get, I guess, what has pretty much been the dominant team in the AISA over the last couple of years. 2-time defending state champion Chambers Academy of Lafayette. Tonight, they come into Oxford. They beat Hope tonight 57-12. We got the head coach of the Hope Christian Saints, and that is Chris Stone.
Absolutely,
Coach, glad to have you with us tonight. I know the game didn't go the way you wanted tonight, but tell us about first Chambers Academy. People in North Alabama, they don't know the AISA. They don't know about Chambers Academy. That maybe on their way to Auburn, they passed the school there in Lafayette on 431. They've seen it. But this is a high-quality football team and program, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So, look, Chambers Academy, I had a chance to talk with Coach Allen before the game. Look, and we knew, they're not the 2-time defending state champions for any reason in the class of AAA and AISA, which is the highest class that you can get to. I mean, they're the toughest, they're the biggest, they're the meanest, and they were dominant in that game. We have a little bit of inexperience, a younger team. We have some decent ball players that are upperclassmen, but they come through. Look, great program. He runs that program well, and they come out and they got the win tonight. Hats off to them, man. They were dominant. Look, we'll learn from this, and we'll move forward. Next week we got Hoopers, our first area game coming into town. So we'll learn from it, and we'll get back to the grind tomorrow.
The good news is I'm going to assume, Coach, this is probably the best team you'll play this year, most likely.
Yes, sir. I would say so. No one else is the two-time defending state champion in the highest classification of football you can get in the AISA. So I'd imagine that they're probably going to be the toughest. But we're going to game plan, and we're going to face every opponent just like we would Chambers. And, hopefully we have a different outcome in the games to come.
Is it one of those things where you tell your team, Coach, that that's where we want to be? That's where our program wants to be. We want to be Chambers Academy. Is that kind of the standard?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The standard and the goal of any head football coach or any football team or any team for that matter in any sport obviously is to win a state championship. In high school, that's the pinnacle of where you can get. I told the guys after the game, I said last week, we were a mile high. First game ever in history. We go out there, we get the win against another 3A school, Valiant Cross out of Montgomery, which was a little undisciplined, but still a great program, great athletes. But yeah, absolutely. Of course, we want to. Now we're in the AA, but we would love to, build and set that foundation, for years to come of, winning program and glorifying God and everything that we do.
Well, last week we were there. We were able to capture the first time running on the field.
Yeah.
The first play of the game, the first down, the first touchdown. Yeah. We got all those kind of things. That's kind of all out of the way now. But I just want to get your perspective on how special the night was, not only for you, but also for the kids, for the parents, for the administration, for everybody connected with Hope Christian Academy to come out in your first game ever in school history and win it.
Absolutely. So it was amazing. I mean, and all glory be to God for that. It was amazing. We had the opportunity to finally field a football team after 3 years. This is our third year in operation. And we were very grateful for that. And I'll tell you, the most amazing thing for me was we have a senior on our team. He was actually with us at the Calhoun County Media Day, Terrence Young, number 55. It was very difficult for him last year when we planned on having a football team but only had 9 kids. It was hard for him. He was on the fence about, whether I stay or I go, this, that, and other. This is his last year to play football. You know what I mean? So I think more so for the kids, especially the ones who have been there since year one, like Terrence, I'm very grateful and thankful that they have that opportunity this year to play ball.
We are in our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser speaking with the head coach of the Hope Christian Academy Saints, Coach Chris Stone. Coach, have you ever been through anything like this before, starting a football program from scratch? I mean, ordering equipment, a field for the first time, the logistics that go into it, parking, concession stand, a field house, lining the field off, getting a chain crew, all those things. What's this experience been like this year?
I can tell you I have a little bit less hair than I did before I started, but I'm also the athletic director at Hope Christian Academy. So, I also got volleyball going on, I got cross country going on. So, but we have a village behind us when it comes to HCA. The parents are very involved. A lot of our teachers with concession stands and things of that nature. One of our teachers is the announcer. We all come together and we band together to make the best experience that we can for our kids at the school. We want to put them in the best position to be successful, and everybody has the heart for that. But it's been a whirlwind, been some ups and downs, and trying to figure out those logistics like you were talking about, John, with ordering and making sure we have stuff here on time. I had to go pick up athletic tape from McClellan this morning, 3 boxes of it. You know what I'm saying? So didn't realize, it was the first time we ever played a football game. So ran through a box of tape last week, and I'm thinking to myself, I gotta get some tape. So I had to run out there to Team Sports. I appreciate them. They were amazing in helping us get that.
Good folks.
Yeah, absolutely amazing folks. It was my first time being there, so I actually enjoyed it. I got a chance to speak with a couple of them, and they were amazing. So, those things like that. And we learned a lot from that first game as far as logistics go, pre-game with the cheerleaders or, running out at the right time, playing the music, the run-through sign, But, we're learning as we go, and I think it was very good that first week. The pressure was on that first week, as far as coming out their first game ever, and winning the game. Tonight, fell short tonight against a very, very good football team. But I think what we'll do is we'll go back to the drawing board and just learn from it is what it is. And it's an opportunity to learn. So either we can, move forward and correct the things we need to correct, and that's going to be the plan moving forward. And I expect our kids to rise to the occasion.
Legendary basketball coach Bill Jones at Jacksonville State. Every year he would draw on the board there, and he would draw these wavelengths on this whiteboard, and he would say, we don't want to get too high. You were high last week. You don't want to get too low. This week was obviously low. He would always say you want to be on that even keel.
Absolutely.
Is now going into week 3 with Hooper Academy coming in, is this what you're shooting for? Is now we've had the high, we've had the low, now we want to get on that even keel?
Absolutely. So when you're high, you want to maintain the integrity of any of the concepts or anything that we're running. When you're low, you don't want to tuck tail. You want to actually still be able to, have the fortitude to go out there and play ball. So we're at that point now. Here we are 1-1. Back to back, we've played 2 3A teams, and we're 1-1, and now we're about to get into area play. So when we get back to the drawing board, I know the kids will respond well to this, and we'll come back and we'll be better from it.
So take us now through kind of the rest of the season here. Take us through that, and then also mention some of the young men that if folks are, maybe they want to know some names of some of the top players at Hope Christian. Who are some of those guys?
Absolutely. So, of course, our quarterback, Kanan Bozeman. We have our defensive lineman, Terrence Young. He's a senior. Kanan's a junior. We have our starting running back, Nick Morrow. We have a right tackle, Caden Martorello. I tell you what, we got a really good young freshman linebacker in Carson Campbell. He's a really good kid. We're getting to work with him. He's young. Like I said, some of it we have some inexperience and some young kids, but we're working through it. As far as the schedule goes, I believe we have Hooper, Crenshaw, Banks. We got Hooper and Crenshaw at home, I believe, and then we travel to Banks for the first time. So
first 4 games at home.
Yes, sir. First 4 games at home, which, when I got the schedule, I wasn't thrilled about the 2 3A teams at first. However, having those first couple games at home, I think are nice. Obviously, there's going to be a flip side to that. The last 3 games, we have to travel. With that last game being the furthest, which is Lakeside in Eufaula, so I think that's a little over 3.5 hours where we'll be traveling. But we I think we're going to be set up. We're gonna put ourselves in the best position to succeed throughout the rest of the season, and then, get that 1 or 2 seed. Hopefully, really the 1 seed is what we're shooting for, and then we'll be hosting on November 7th, first round of the playoffs.
Coach, before I let you get out of here, we talked a little bit about this when you were with us last year.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the year last year. I know that you got an eye on this season, trying to be the best you can be, but I know you also have another eye on the big picture.
Yes, sir.
On the program itself, on building this program and building the future at Hope. And, last week, I'll be honest with you, down at Big Jack Stovall Park, I'm standing on the sideline, the visitor sideline, looking across, and I can see it. Yeah. I can see, man, it can be amazing where this team might be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So tell us about the big picture and Hope Christian's kind of vision for the future.
Yeah, so the big picture, first and foremost, our main objective at Hope Christian Academy is helping these young men and these young women understand who they are in Christ Jesus. It's very important to us for them to understand that. But big picture, we're talking, I could be honest with you, I don't know with AISA, I don't know with AHSA, I don't know what they're gonna do. There's always talks of merging. I don't know if they're gonna merge or at least recognize us to where we can play, but that's neither here nor there. Whether they do or don't, I don't know. But big picture is ultimately we want everyone that wants an opportunity to have the education and learn about Jesus to have that opportunity at Hope Christian, and that's the big picture. Whatever God does from there is going to be amazing. I do believe that one of these teams, whether it be football, baseball, volleyball, somebody will be sooner or later, we will be hoisting a trophy. I do believe that without a doubt. So we'll just continue to grow and we'll continue to have our faith in him and we'll see where he takes us.
Our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser tonight with the head coach of the Hope Christian Academy Saints, Coach Chris Stone. Coach, thank you for being with us tonight. Best of luck to you and your team and program. Enjoyed the hospitality. We're going to show folks this a little bit later on from your pep rally today. I love when we go to the small school prep rallies because we got 4- and 5-year-olds all the way up through seniors. I love seeing that. We're going to show that today or tonight on the show. Awesome. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Best of luck and best wishes for the rest of the season.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having me, everybody.
Chris Stone is the head coach of the Hope Christian Academy Saints. lost tonight 57-12 to powerhouse Chambers Academy. Let's tell you about Anniston Orthopedics. You know, the shirts that we handed out today at Hope Christian, those are the Anniston Orthopedics score shirts that had the score of their big win over Valiant Cross last week, and we were able to hand those out today courtesy of the folks at Anniston Orthopedics. Let's tell you about Anniston Orthopedics. They are at the Tyler Center every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. If you need to see a doctor, get x-rays, get back on the field as soon as possible, they are there not only for football players but volleyball, cross-country athletes. If you've got an ailment tonight and you want to get it taken care of, go to the Saturday morning sports clinic, 8 a.m. tomorrow, Tyler Center in Midtown Anniston with Anniston Orthopedics. We'll be back with more of After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission as we roll on a football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood GrubMart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. GrubMart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And GrubMart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your GrubMart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know GrubMart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local GrubMart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
We just had Chris Stone from Hope Christian Academy in our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Noble Bank, let me tell you what today they celebrated their 20th anniversary at the Piedmont office. Coming up later on next month, September 26th at the Summit in Birmingham, they'll have a 20th anniversary customer appreciation event there. Then October 10th at the Anniston location on Quintard Avenue in Anniston, and then the Alexandria location, November 21st. They'll have a customer appreciation event there. Also, it is the 10th anniversary of the Noble Bank Foundation's Martha Vandervoort Memorial Golf Classic. This year, it's 2 days at the Anniston Country Club, I believe it is, and that will be October 16th and 17th, and they still have space available for that. We welcome in for the first time tonight the one and only Chad Barnett as we're getting ready for highlights tonight on After the Game. He was on the road tonight. One of his 2 stops was on the hill at Walter Wellborn, and Coach, we can't just say it's on the hill anymore. We can't say Wellborn Stadium anymore. We got to say Jeff Smith Field on the hill. We just had the Wellborn cheerleaders with us, and it was a good night all the way around at Walter Wellborn. You were there.
Very cool thing tonight with it being named Jeff Smith Stadium or Field last week. It's the first time they're going to take the field during the regular season with the field aptly named by their head coach. The head coach is the longest tenured coach in the school history with 106 wins at his alma mater. Let's go to the Jack State highlights tonight on the hill and check out and see how the Wellborn Panthers fared as they're looking for win number 107 under Coach Smith. JB Pennington was traveling to Wellborn tonight, and that was going to be a formidable, like you mentioned, John, a region opponent in the first week of the season. Kind of an odd region the way it works out like that, but there you see the hill named by Jeff Smith, and their score is 14-8 in the second half when we arrive. There is the man, the myth, legend now, Coach Jeff Smith. He would love that I'd said that. JB Pennington on a strong, long drive here in the third quarter. There were 2 possessions in the third quarter. One by Wellborn, one by JB Pennington. This would end in a touchdown, but a fumble in the end zone. Wellborn would recover and keep the lead, but no, they said he was down at the goal line. Let's see if ball comes loose a little bit. Didn't matter because the next play, JB Pennington would take it into the house for the touchdown. They would take the lead on that score. 15-14 is the score. Tigers on top. Late fourth quarter now, Wellborn trying to mount the comeback. Huge run by Jaheim Kirby. Big first down, and there's going to be a flag for the extra little contact in the out-of-bounds territory by JB Pennington. They're going to go to Kirby again. Like a man-child, just running through folks. He's going to be taken down at the 2-yard line. Wellborn is staring the lead in the face. QB sneak over the top. It's going to put him on top. Wellborn with the lead now 20-15 with 5:34 to play. Massive defensive stop here by Wellborn. Huge sack. That would make it 3rd and 21. They would eventually hold and have the JB Pennington punt. The ensuing possession, this is the icing on the cake, or so it seemed at the moment. Huge run by Braden Horton with a long touchdown run. 28-15 is the score now, 1:43 to go. JB Pennington would drive it down the field, threatening again. Braden Horton with the touchdown run. Caden Horton with the game-sealing interception in the end zone. Huge win on the hill.
What a game. I tell you what, I'm so proud of this team and these coaches. They fought their tail off tonight. They never gave up. They played Wellborn Panther football for 4 quarters. The coaching staff did an excellent job this week. I couldn't be more proud of them all. And all glory goes to the good Lord in heaven.
That last touchdown, were you hoping he may go down there at the last couple of yards?
Well, I was praying hard. I was praying hard, I ain't gonna lie.
Gotta love it tonight. Huge win for that man and this program as they go to 1-0 on the season with a huge win tonight. 28-15 the final score in a barn burner tonight, John.
There's a lot of pressure, I think, on this game tonight because you know they announced it last week, but that was Jamboree.
Yeah.
This is a region game, as you mentioned. This is the first game officially at Jeff Smith Field on the hill. So you don't want to lose that. Absolutely not. The players don't want to lose it for the coach. The coach doesn't want to lose it. Did you kind of feel that extra sense of urgency tonight?
Possibly a little bit. What I will say this, though, about midway through the third quarter after JB Pennington scored, they really kind of took control of the game. Wellborn was stopped on the next possession after they gave up the lead. So it was kind of looking bad there for a moment, and you weren't really sure what Wellborn was going to do. Once the fourth quarter kicked in, their momentum kicked in, and it was clean sailing after that. JB Pennington, though, a good, talented football team.
I was interested in your impressions tonight, Chad, because this region with 9 teams, they play region play a week earlier than everybody else who will jump in there next week. Really, this region kind of Piedmont, Westbrook at the top has kind of been the theme all summer.
Sure.
And then after that, nobody really knew. So your impressions tonight on Wellborn and JB Pennington.
JB Pennington, what was good, and I didn't really get this on the highlights, but the best thing about this was after the game, the 2 head coaches met at the middle of the field, and they were both very complimentary of the toughness of each other's teams because it was a hard-fought game, really tough. And I don't know his name because the roster didn't have a number 0 for JB Pennington, but Coach Smith sought him out after the game and walked across the field to go meet with that individual to tell him how well of a game he played. I think JB Pennington definitely showed some sparks tonight. Don't know, first week of the season, I don't know because I haven't seen anybody else. But I will say they had some athletes and they fought for sure.
You know, as we saw last year when this thing came down to 5 teams the last week, tied for the last 2 spots, tied for 3rd place, actually, we see that all those games, even going all the way back into September and August, August in this case, counted.
Yeah.
This might be a big win for Wellborn as we go down the road.
Yeah, especially if they're all in that mix, you know, because we're not expecting them to be maybe at the top, right? So they're going to be in that mix of 3, 4 possibly. And, you know, everybody's going to have the matching record. Definitely this tiebreaker could mean something big down the road.
Chad, great job tonight out on the hill. That was not Chad's only stop. We're going to bring you some highlights of one of the biggest rivalries in the state, Lincoln-Munford. He was at that game a little bit later on. Right now, though, it's time for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week, our first one of the year from the games played last Friday night. And let me tell you, this guy had another big game tonight, but last week in the 34-0 win over the West End Patriots, Braxton Salster, here he is from Pleasant Valley. You heard a lot about him in the offseason, our first Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Let me tell you about him last week. He was 13 of 19 passing for 211 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 116 yards rushing and 2 more touchdowns running the ball. That's a total of 4 touchdowns, 327 total yards. The touchdown runs came on runs of 15 and 2 yards. The passing touchdowns were 36 and 30 yards in Pleasant Valley's 34-0 win over West End. And tonight they had another 30-plus point victory tonight as they beat Spring Garden 40-7. We've got a plaque. As a matter of fact, I think I've got that plaque. Guys, I'm going to step off the camera here and pull this thing out. I know I'm pulling an audible on you, but we want to show folks what we've got here. We do have a plaque that's going to be coming Braxton Salster's way out at Pleasant Valley, and we're going to show that to you right here. This is it, our first one of the year. Every one of our Farmers and Merchants Bank after the game Players of the Week will receive this one. This is week number 1, Braxton Salster of the Pleasant Valley Raiders for August the 22nd of 2025. I'm getting a glare there, I think. I'll stick that one under my arm. Congratulations to Braxton Salster of Pleasant Valley, our first Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. It is time for our first Randy Woods, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. We bring you 4 extra points throughout the night, once about every half hour. Here it is. North All-Star team head coach Robert Evans of Vestavia Hills High School has filled out his North staff for the AHSAA North-South All-Star football game. 2 coaches from AHSAA District 6, that's our district here in East Alabama, are represented on the staff. Gadsden City's Ollie Smith and Springbell's Chris Metcalf will work as assistant coaches for the North team. The 66th AHSAA North-South All-Star football game scheduled for Friday night, December 12th at Mobile's Hancock Whitney Stadium at USA. Back with more of After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission in just a moment. And hey, don't go anywhere. Just stay right here with us. We're going to let you know what's going on behind the scenes because we've got our Red Threads Stay Put preview box at every break.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood GrubMart GrubMart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. GrubMart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And GrubMart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your GrubMart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know GrubMart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local GrubMart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
We are about to unveil our first Young Oil GrubMart Muscle Team of the year. Let's tell you about GrubMart. Listen, they've got locations everywhere. They're now in Summerton. They're in Asheville in St. Clair County. They are all up and down the Highway 431, the Highway 9 corridors in places like Center, Piedmont, Auburn, Opelika, Southside, Alexandria, Oxford, all over East Alabama. They've got deli items in certain stores. They've got GrubMart swag now. T-shirts, caps, chairs, lanyards, key rings, koozies, air fresheners, beach towels, socks, and much more. Everything you could possibly want for your tailgate needs this football season at GrubMart, with locations all over North and Central Alabama. Time now for, we got, I think, every final score, but maybe one in as we go back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Highlights of this game coming. Number 2 Piedmont tonight, 3A Region 6 play. They roll over the Sacs Wildcats 43-0. Highlights of that game coming from the Field of Champions at Piedmont. Ragland tonight wins their first game as they beat Donahoe 38-19. Chambers Academy, number 2 team in AISA, beating Hoke Christian, who was 1-0 coming into this game. Chambers Academy beats them tonight down in Oxford 57-12. A huge win tonight by the Moody Blue Devils. Number 4 in 5A Moody beating number 10 in 6A Oxford tonight 31-7 at Bill Marsh Stadium down I-20 at Moody. You just saw the highlights of Walter Wellborn's 28-15 win over JB Pennington, another 3A Region 6 game. Aniston, by the same score, wins tonight at Beauregard. They beat the Hornets 28-15 tonight. Locust Fork picks up a 3A Region 6 win as they beat the Ohatchee Indians 28-21 tonight over in Blount County at Locust Fork. Jacksonville and Alexandria. This is our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Number 10 in 4A Alexandria. They get a little revenge after the loss at home last year to Jacksonville. They go to Golden Eagles Stadium. They beat the Golden Eagles 34-7, the final. Again, that's our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. We will have complete highlights and post-game interviews coming from the Alexandria-Jacksonville game with Coach Michael Short later on in the evening. JCA, there it is. We do have all the scores. Jacksonville Christian remains undefeated. They beat Tuscaloosa Christian tonight at home at Tommy Miller Stadium, 54-22 tonight. That was a Christian Football Association game tonight. That's a counter to get them to the state championships and the state playoffs. JCA winning over Tuscaloosa Christian 54-22. We will have highlights of this game coming. Number 7 in 2A Pleasant Valley routing number 6 Spring Garden tonight at Spring Garden 40-7 the final. Sardis upends Cleburne County. It was Heflin's first game tonight on the road at the Lions Den at Sardis. Sardis wins it 27-14. Ranburne in that big rival game with Woodland. They beat the Bobcats tonight 14-6. Randolph County and Central of Coosa. They only scored 114 points tonight, folks. Randolph County wins at home in Wedowee, beating Central of Coosa 64-50. Last night, Hanley blasting Dadeville 49-20. Wadley beats Horseshoe Bend, number 1 team in the state in Class 1A, wins at New Site 58-10 tonight. Last night, Benjamin Russell beating number 3 in 5A, Central of Clay County 40-7. Tonight, Sylacauga, a winner on the road at Montevallo 33-0. B.B. Comer and Vincent. This is a new score. Vincent beats B.B. Comer at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga tonight, 37-18, the final from Sylacauga. Last night, Fayetteville, a winner over Billingsley 43-40. Also last night, Talladega beats Childersburg in an all-Talladega County matchup being played at Mary Dumas Stadium in Talladega. The Tigers beat the Tigers 20-12 last night. We'll have highlights of this game coming after the game was at Lincoln, where Lincoln and Munford, huge rivalry. Lincoln wins it as they get revenge. They lost at Munford last year big time. They turned the tables on the Lions this year as Lincoln wins it. The first win for Brett Henderson in his head football coaching career, and it comes against Munford. The folks at Lincoln eating it up tonight. Lincoln beats Munford 38-14. Heartbreaking loss for Coosa Christian tonight. Pell City scores with 13 seconds to go in the game, and they beat Coosa Christian. The 6A beating the 2A tonight 28-27. Rush Probst going against his old school, and Pell City pulls it out at the very end 28-27 tonight. We will have highlights of that game from Gadsden here on After the Game later on. Fairview and Springville tonight being played in Coleman County at Fairview. Fairview beats Springville 40-23. St. Clair County and defending state champion Catholic of Montgomery. Guys, is this right? St. Clair County beat Montgomery Catholic 42-28. That would be a monumental upset tonight over in Odenville. St. Clair County knocking off number 2 and defending state champion Montgomery Catholic 42-28. We are going to verify that one. We're having conversations about that right now. West End beats Sandrock 33-14 tonight. Cherokee County bounces back after that loss to Piedmont last week with a shutout of Arab 25-0 this evening in Center. 3 games from last night. Galesville beats Asbury 56-20. They're now 2-0. Collinsville blasting Cedar Bluff 53-6 last night at Collinsville. And we'll have highlights and the complete post-game reaction from Hokes Bluff's big 28-7 win at Barney Hood Stadium against Southside last night. Westbrook Christian and Glencoe. We got a lot of highlights of this game, so stand by, Westbrook fans. We've got a lot of Westbrook touchdowns coming in our highlights. Westbrook Christian, very impressive tonight as they beat a much improved Glencoe team 44-7 over in Rainbow City. Highlights on the way. Gadsden City and Hewitt-Trussville. Hewitt-Trussville, one of the best teams, obviously number 5 in 7A. They blast Gadsden City tonight at Titan Stadium 56-7. Clark County and Leroy, big small school battle down in Grove Hill. Still looking for a final on that top 10 matchup. 5 tonight. They led number 1 in 2A Pisgah 29-28 at the half and scored 31 unanswered in the second half to blow it open as number 8 in 3A 5 beats number 1 in 2A Pisgah 60-28. Clay Chalkville and Ramsey, number 2 Clay Chalkville. They're in the region with Oxford, with Pell City. They beat number 9 in 5A Ramsey tonight out at Clay 62-7. In my mind, this was the biggest game in the state tonight. Number 1, A.H. Parker, the Thundering Herd. They beat Mountain Brook, the defending state champions, rolling again. They beat a good Mountain Brook team in downtown Birmingham tonight. Parker over Mountain Brook 27-11. Spain Park and Hoover. A lot of big rivalries going on tonight. This was one of these, the Battle of Hoover. Number 4 in 6A Spain Park loses at home to number 4 in 7A Hoover 21-10. Pike Road and Enterprise. Enterprise, number 9 in 7A, beating number 5 in 6A Pike Road by a score of 24-17 tonight down at Pike Road. And it was We got this one corrected now from last night. Vestavia Hills, number 7 in 7A, beating number 3 in 7A Auburn 42-14. An impressive win for Coach Evans and the Vestavia Hills Rebels from last night. Now, we promised you that we were going to unveil our first Young Oil GrubMart Muscle Team of the Year. This is the offensive and defensive linemen, okay, as a unit. And I believe this is the first time that our muscle team has arrived at Glencoe High School from their 7-0 shutout over Southeastern last week in the head coaching debut of Bailey Blanchard. They held Southeastern not only to 0 points, but they held them to 91 yards of total offense. Here are those guys left to right across there. Tyler Jacobs, Wayne Nowak, Jonah St. John. You see Coach Wes Weems, defensive line coach, in the middle right there. Also Elijah Young. We also have, Josiah Bethel, Elijah Young, Hayden Watson. That is the defensive line of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets, our first Young Oil GrubMart Muscle Team of the year. And we delivered tonight on the Glencoe sideline over at Westbrook. We delivered 6 Muscle Team T-shirts to the Glencoe Yellow Jackets, and so we've got those in the hands of Glencoe. Congratulations to the defensive line from Glencoe, our Young Oil GrubMart Muscle Team of the Week. I'm not sure if we have the play of the night video. Do we? We're working on it. We don't have it right now, so let's go to our next extra point presented by Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36. We bring you 4 of these extra points throughout the night. We've given you one already. Here's number 2. We already talked about it, but here it is officially. The Calhoun County Board of Education voted to name the field at Walter Wellborn High School last week. The field will now be Jeff Smith Field at the Hill. The field is named for current Panther head coach Jeff Smith. Smith was an all-state lineman for the Panthers and is in his 17th year as head coach at Wellborn. He has won more games and coached in more games and seasons than any coach in Walter Wellborn history. When we come back, the head coach of the White Plains Wildcats, Clint Smith, standing by on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We're excited at Team 1 Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing, plus a $1,000 bonus cash, and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
You've been seeing a lot of our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard tonight. You'll see a lot more of that throughout the night. Their season kicks off tomorrow, folks. All their tournaments listed on their website, usasoftballofalabama.com. If you have an adult team or youth team, want to play USA Softball, contact Tracy Morgan through the website. Their fall college circuit begins September 19th with a free camp in Birmingham. Now, we have got our concession stand of the week. We showed you Ohatchee last week. Now we're going to take you to Sandrock. We were there last Thursday night for our concession stand of the week. Let's take you up there with the Sandrock Athletic Club right now. Okay, we are at Sandrock tonight. This is Brent Sneed. He is the vice president of the Sandrock Athletic Club. They got a lot of great food here, a lot of folks working hard on a hot night here at Sandrock. Tell us all the food that you prepare and you sell here. You got a lot of volunteers to make this happen. Tell about the folks.
We've got a lot of parents and parts of the team. They come out and try to help us. All the food and the proceeds go back to Sandrock football on this sport, and then the other sports will go to their individual sport. But we're proud to have such good parents and good family to come help it.
What are some of the things with Sandrock football? What will this do? What will some of the things that you are able to provide for them out of this money?
Well, we always like to provide them with the most up-to-date safety equipment to start off with. I mean, they're getting hit pretty hard out there, and we want them to have the best equipment available.
Okay, we got a celebrity taster tonight, first time ever.
Yeah.
Coach Rusty Jakeaway is going to be our celebrity. So you got a barbecue sandwich, and you make the barbecue, right? Tell us about that.
We do. We spend 2 nights or 2 days, complete days of just smoking barbecues. I think last week we just did 56 barbecues. So it was just for this season.
Awesome. We'll let you get that to popping popcorn. A $100 gift card coming from Johnson's Giant Food to our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week, Sandrock, this week.
Thank you.
So you heard Brent Sneed talking about that the Sandrock folks, they prepare this for 2 days. We've got Don Wilson, we've got the coach Michael Short, and we've got our first ever celebrity legendary taster tonight, Sandrock legendary head football coach, Coach Rusty Jakeaway. Coach, you know all the deal about the sauce and all this with this barbecue, right?
Yeah, this goes way back to when I first came here. A guy named Dale Bates, who was president of our athletic club for a long time, good old friend of mine for a long time. He's got two sons and a grandson on the coaching staff here now, and he does the sauce, and nobody really knows the recipe. And I mean, we've bought it by the gallon from him before, So it's kind of a secret sauce, and I think it started back with the Mackeys, Jimbo Mackey, and it passed down to the Bates, and it's just kind of carried on. So yeah, he still does the sauce.
All right, we're going to dig in, guys. The secret Sandrock sauce. All right, guys, go for it. Let us know how it is. It looks outstanding.
It's as good as there is.
Coach has already started here. It's as good as anywhere, right, Coach?
It's as good as there is anywhere.
Coach Short, you digging in there. What do you think?
I want that recipe for the sauce. Or I'll just buy it from you.
He might sell you some sauce.
Coach, it's a secret. It's a secret. Don, you're quiet over there. What's happening?
Excellent, John. I tell you, Coach, technique's important in football, and technique's important to us on Thursday and Friday nights in this aspect.
They've got a different guy that cooks them now. I think they said it was John Cash that does the cooking, but Dale still does the sauce. I think actually his son told me today he's like at Yellowstone Park right now, but he made sure they had the sauce before he left, before they went on vacation.
The secret Sandrock sauce barbecue sandwich, Don Wilson, Coach Michael Short, our special guest. Appreciate Coach Rusty Jakeaway coming in and being with us tonight here on our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week at Sandrock on this football Friday night. Coach Jakeaway, this secret sauce. Now, I didn't taste this. You guys tasted that secret sauce. What do you think? There it is right there.
Well, I told him that I'd like to buy a gallon of it if he would just sell it to me. I'd buy it. I mean, that was good stuff. I'm trying to be on a diet. I cannot diet with y'all. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen tonight. We had more concession stand than we did tonight. I'll tell you about that later. You'll see that in coming weeks. Let's tell you one more time about our High School Football Alabama, the magazine. You can still go to our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama, and the magazine is pinned at the top. And there's all kind of great information. I think we're going to show that right now to the folks. And there it is. And we got all kind of information in there. There's top 10 and Super 7 picks, which after 2 weeks, a lot of those are already blown up. We got team previews of 40 teams, week-by-week schedules, team schedules, and the guy you just got a glimpse of standing right there in the center holding the football, Clint Smith and his staff. Can they do it again in Calhoun County? That is the story. That's our cover story in the magazine this year. Free digital download at High School Football Alabama's Facebook page. Download that and keep it on your desktop forever with Clint Smith and his staff at White Plains. Speaking of Clint Smith, the new head coach of the White Plains Wildcats, he joins us along with our first appearance of the night for Coach Michael Short. Men, welcome in, Coach. Glad to have you with us. You're out doing a little scouting tonight in a familiar place tonight, right?
Yeah, really, I got to see some games, yesterday, Thursday night, Hokes, Bluff, and Southside, which Hokes, Bluff's on our schedule the following week. But got to go out and watch Alexandria tonight, and so was able to see two teams, our next two opponents, in person, and so really impressed with both of them.
I guess, Coach, I know you didn't make the schedule, but that's kind of an advantage. It's kind of weird to have an open date in week 2 of the season. There's positives and negatives to that. One of the positives of that is you got to go in person, which we're going to talk about this in a little bit, about how much you like to go watch high school football. But you got to see 2 of your future opponents play in person. How valuable is that?
It's big, especially going into region play. Both those are our first 2 region opponents. You usually want your off week, around mid-season, maybe towards the back end, just as far as injuries and things like that, being able to, to get guys healed up. So, you play your first game, and we went out and got a big win, and now we have to sit a week, before we get to play again. So, I would have liked to have been able to play, with some of the momentum that we had. But once again, being able to see some of the teams in our region early on, I think, is beneficial as well.
Coach, you've built several programs. Pick this back. They were already going, but they were at the low tide. The question I'm going to ask you is, a lot of times you go to, you was at Trinity and you went to Sachs and you was at Jacksonville, and a lot of times you get to that point where you think, I've probably gone as far as I can go at this place. What intrigued you about the White Plains job?
Well, I think, looking back over the stops that we've had, that's one of the things that I feel like we've been able to do is we've been able to go in and we've been able to build something, and we've been able to see it through. And each program that we've left, has been better than it was when we took over. And, that's the goal as a coach. You want to get guys to believe in, and you want to try to do all the things that you can do with that program. And, White Plains has always been a special place to me and our family. We lived out there for several years, and my wife taught out there for 17 years. And so just always had connections to the community. And it's a great school, great kids, hardworking kids. And, when that job came open, I knew that I wanted to be a part of that. And so, it worked out where I could. And, being able to bring my staff with me, was a major, thing, and just being able to do that, made it all work out. And so, we're super excited to be out there, and great school, great kids. It's just we got a lot of work to do, and we're in the process of doing that right now.
When I saw this staff being developed and I heard about some of the people being hired, I said, well, that's got to excite him to be able to hire a lot of your guys that you had before that came with you from Jacksonville. And then some of the other guys that you added, just an example, Coach Benefield. When you get an offensive line guy like that, you got to be happy.
Yeah, they're the guys that really they've been so loyal, to me, and I tell people all the time they would be great head football coaches, and they have been loyal to me, and going from Sachs to Jacksonville, and now Jacksonville to White Plains, that's just we've grown up together. when we first got together, I was the only one that was married. They were all dating and all this, and we were in our 20s and no kids or anything like that, and our families have just grown together, and it's been special. Those guys mean the world to me. I would trust them with anything, and the guys that my coordinators, which have been with me the longest, 20 and 19 years, and the guys that I brought with me, from Jacksonville that wasn't quite with me as long, but great young coaches, that once again have really bought into the way we do things, and then was able to hire Coach Benefield, and as well as I do, that offensive line, is probably the biggest, most important position on the field, and you got to have a guy that knows what he's doing down there. And Coach Benefield's got a track record, been in college, been in the highest levels of high school football in Alabama, and so just being able to get him to come with us, was a great add. And then John Brian O'Connor and Dylan Randall, who was on staff at White Plains, I kept those guys, and they've done an outstanding job. And just really blessed with the staff that I have, and you know how it is when you're with those people day in and day out, hours and hours and hours, enjoying being around the people that you're with and trusting them is really what it's all about.
I got one more question, and if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. Okay.
You're ready, Coach.
When you come in and you see a program and you say, I'd like to have this, this, and this, will there be any changes to maybe the surroundings of White Plains football field? And maybe is there some thoughts of a field house maybe?
Well, I tell you, our administration and our board is doing some really good things, and we're hopeful that we're going to have some facility changes in the future, with hopefully with turf, a new field house, just some things that, it's been a while since the White Plains has had anything like that, and it's just we're really excited about those possibilities, and hopefully everything will work out, and we'll be able to get those things, and just really enhance our program. White Plains is a beautiful campus. The stadium's got all the trees, and it's really pretty, and so just being able to enhance those things with some newer things, I think will go a long way, especially with our kids and our community, and upgrades to our school and things like that. And so we're real excited about those possibilities, and we appreciate our board and everybody that's trying to make those things happen.
Joining us tonight on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser is the head coach of the White Plains High School Wildcats, Coach Quinn Smith, coming to you tonight from our Sound Solutions Media Center here on Quintard Avenue in Anniston at the Parker Memorial Baptist Church. Coach, in the midst of the interview, you told me something that was interesting, and I think all the fans out at White Plains ought to take this as a real positive. They had 3 coaches in 3 years. It's been a lot of turnover out there. And you told me that you thought one of the very big keys, this is in the article, to building the program was consistently having the players know that the staff is going to be there. And you told me something. You said one of the big keys we got to have is we got to have kids that start with us in the 7th grade and stay with us for 6 years all the way till they're seniors. And I know you're starting on that right now with those 7th graders. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge thing is really we're trying to dig in with all of our kids, but we've done a good job of getting kids out even at the junior high level. A big part of it's about consistency and stability. We want those kids to know. I want those junior high kids to know that we're bought in, we're digging in, putting roots down. And we're here to build something special, and we want them to be a part of it. And we've had great buy-in. We're dressing 50 junior high kids. That's 7th and 8th grade. That's just 2 grades. They're off to a good start. Had a big win the other night. It's a really good group, and even with our varsity, able to get out some new kids. But really, at Saxon, at Jacksonville, we got to the point where we were having senior classes that were graduating that started with us in the 7th grade and came through 6 years of our program. And I think that's just a big thing of them understanding how things are going to be, what to expect, just the consistency of knowing that we're going to be there and we're going to be investing in them. And I think that's a big thing. And I think that is the key, is getting those kids out and not just getting them out, but keeping them out for those 6 years and building something.
Now we're going to have a little fun here. Coach, I thought I was the only one kind of like this, but I found a kindred spirit this summer in a conversation I had with Coach Smith, because we talked about going to high school football games. Just the experience as a fan, just going to a high school football game. Coach, you and I are the same way, but we found another guy here who's like this. He not only loves coaching football, he loves watching the games, getting there early, going to games where his team's not involved and getting there early. Coach, tell some folks out there about some of the things that we talked about this summer, about just your love for high school football.
Yeah, you know, if there's a game going on in high school football and we're not playing, then I'm going to be there. If it's anywhere within, you know, close proximity. You know, I think that started out when I was little. You know, my grandmother and granddaddy went 50-something years without ever missing a Clay County football game, home, away, playoffs. It didn't matter. And I can remember me and my mom and dad loading up with my grandparents and going to the games each and every Friday night. And we didn't just go to the games. Like my grandmother and granddaddy, you know, back then the games were at 7:30.
That's right.
And we would get there at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Like, we would get there early. We would get a good seat. And like, I don't know, it's just, I guess I really love the pageantry of high school football. I love watching the band and the cheerleaders and the fans and just the different traditions that are at every, you know, place. We've got some great schools here, you know, in this area with great traditions. I enjoy watching those type things, and I like getting there early. And you know, it's kind of a running joke of, you know, if we're going to scout somebody, my coaches, they know they're not going to ride with me. You know, they're like, we'll meet you at the game. You know, we'll see you when we get there, because they know that, you know, I'm not going to stop and eat on the way. I'm going to eat in the concession stand if I eat.
He's going to have to be a guest with us one night, Coach.
Because I do not want to be late for that game. And not just the game, but the pregame and all the festivities that go along with it. So I really enjoy that part of high school football. And you know, I'm a big fan of the smaller atmospheres. You know, just
some of them are the best.
The community, community feel. You know, that it has. And I'll take this past Friday night. You know, Friday when we get to school, we had a blackout Friday against Talladega. You know, that was kind of the theme. And I walk into school, and I mean, every kid in that school was dressed in black. And we had an awesome pep rally. And then we get to the game, and the student section is filled the stands. And, you know, there's kids throwing footballs and rolling down the hill. And every time we went back to the locker room after pregame and halftime and after the game, just, you know, youth league kids with their jerseys on, lined up, just wanting to give those varsity guys 5, you know, just wanting to be a part of that. And that is what is special. And, you know, White Plains is a special place. And I loved seeing that Friday night at our first home game. And I, you know, hope they continue to keep coming out and doing that. And it was just a real special environment. You know, our band, our cheerleaders, our fans did an outstanding job, and it just created that type of environment that, you know, that I grew up in, and that I enjoy when I go watching a game. That's what I enjoy seeing. And so, just that part of the game is and I have gotten to games like way early, because they're like, you're going to get there before the teams get there.
There's a lot to learn about getting there early.
Well, listen, you get to watch the pregame, you get to see, you know, just so many things that I just enjoy watching, and it is just one of the things that I really enjoy doing, and I really think that just comes from the way my parents and my grandparents raised me and took me to games. And so
that allows you a teaching moment with your players, all those little kids wanting to high five them, say, look guys, when I tell you people are looking up to you, they're really looking up to you, and you need to
they're watching
treat it that way.
everything you do. And I can remember being that little kid and being in that victory line when Clay County ran through that paper panther that they ran through with the circle. You know, as old school, it had the circle with the panther in it, and just being there and knowing every number of every guy on the team, and just those type things. People don't realize it, you know, how much of a role model they are as a high school football player to a lot of people.
Coach, I still got a Charles Wood tearaway jersey that he handed me coming off the field at Heflin one night, and I still got it at my house.
Let me tell you, this is not a joke. I am not joking. I'm being serious with what I'm about to ask you. I'm known for how much I love high school football, right? Okay, let me tell you how much I love high school football. It's 11:20. Guys, who won the Auburn game and what was the score? I have no idea. Y'all know? Favor of who? They said Auburn won 38-24.
Okay.
Did any of us know that?
I didn't.
We didn't. So now, listen, everybody in this state probably knows that has any love for football at all, except these three guys right here are so with high school football that we didn't even know.
Listen, college football is way second fiddle to high school football when it comes to watching it. And
absolutely,
I mean, there's nothing like it.
More now than ever.
Yeah.
I may change my mind at 2:30 tomorrow, but we'll see. Coach, thank you so much for spending time with us. Best of luck at White Plains. It is going to be, I think, a fun ride over these next few years to watch what happens with you and your staff out there. Thank you for being with us on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser on this football Friday night. Clint Smith, head coach of the White Plains High School Wildcats. We showed you earlier our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week, Braxton Salster of Pleasant Valley. Let's tell you about the folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. Couple weeks away, folks, we are going to kick off our Spirit Scholarship. It's coming back. Do you know that in the last 7 years, Farmers and Merchants Bank has given away $33,000 in scholarships to local high school students right here in Calhoun and Cherokee counties. Amazing. Farmers and Merchants Bank bringing you the Spirit Scholarship and also our Player of the Week again in 2025. More of After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission in just a moment.
Your neighborhood GrubMart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. GrubMart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And GrubMart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your GrubMart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know GrubMart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local GrubMart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
WM Grocery with locations in Heflin, Piedmont. They're also in Wedowee and Roanoke. They are providing our food for us on Friday nights. A great spread tonight. Look at this, folks. There's the desserts, potato salad, barbecue. Look at that. Look at that chip tray there. The pickles, the sauce. I've already had a barbecue tonight. It was fantastic. That chip tray, there's the barbecue. Oh, it was delicious tonight, feeding our crew and our guest here tonight. There's the big bowl of potato salad as well. They even throw in their homemade sweet tea as well. There's the dessert tray. Folks, if you're looking for tailgating tomorrow, that Alabama-Florida State game, LSU, Clemson tomorrow, Texas, Ohio State, all those games, you need to go to WM Grocery and check all that out right there. And they are taking care of us.
Alabama kicks off 2:30.
Yeah.
We don't get out of here until like 2 o'clock. I mean, it's too hard to switch around, like make a big meal before an early game. Now, if they kick at 8, I can cook, but I might have to hit up tomorrow.
Just hit them up, go out.
Got sushi if you like that. I mean, they got all that sushi bar there at the store.
They're going to hit us with all kind of things this year. You know, last week here we had Tuscan chicken. Whew, that was fantastic. And tonight we got the pulled pork barbecue.
And I saw her this week, and I told her thank you. Great job.
Great job by Miss Kay and all the folks over there at WM Grocery. All right, last week we told you that on 8 o'clock on Saturday mornings, you needed to come back to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama for the posting of our play of the night presented by Core Sports Medicine. And this is the play that was selected from last Friday night. This is Cole Austin, a big pass play out there to Raleigh Pinto. Look at the catch. Falling down, and we've had about 30-something thousand views of that play right there as we see it again. So 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, go back to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama, and we will have another play of the night brought to you by the folks at Core Sports.
Could be coming from this game.
Could be coming from this game coming up?
Could be.
Lincoln and Munford. You know, we talk about rivalries, and I know Lincoln and Munford the last few years have not been the greatest teams in the world. They've had some down years. But the intensity, I think, because they play this game now early in the season like this, this was Munford's opener, only Lincoln's second game. I tell you, the folks, I've said this before through the years, and you know this, Chad. You're very familiar with this, and Coach, you know this. The Lincoln and Munford folks just don't like each other very much. They don't.
Yeah. You know, they may not like each other, but I don't know if it's on here or not, but there's some class showed tonight before the game.
That's true. Respect.
Respect.
They may not like each other, but they respect each other.
But they respect each other.
Yep.
Lincoln Munford tonight, Chad, you were there.
Started in 1946. You know what the score was?
0-0.
0-0.
I know.
Can't stop John. 0-0. That's how they met. 1946. They made a total of 80 times. Tonight would be the 81st meeting. You know, it was a tight race back and forth. Who was holding the series advantage? Munford, though, winning 9 of the last 12 meetings. Would that continue tonight? Let's go out to Lincoln and Keith Howard Memorial Stadium. You know, the Munford M is crossed out on everything when it's written in Lincoln. And they would start off with a pretty strong night. Get used to seeing number 3, Braden Collins. Beautiful end around. He's going to take this down to the 15. Don't worry, we'll see much more of him starting right now. From 8 yards out, Collins, touchdown. Lincoln's on top 7-0. They were popping helmets. Lincoln was looking really strong in the first couple of drives of this night, and they really looked like they were going to control this thing and dominate. This is on the first play of the ensuing possession. Huge stop, and it looked like Munford didn't have many answers. As you see, the new head coach of the Lincoln Golden Bears liking what he's seeing so far, but man, Javier Curry changes everything in a heartbeat. Takes this zone read over the left side, and he's going to be gone. 75 yards to the house, and we're going to be knotted up at 7 apiece in this storied rivalry. Going to go back to Oxford and check out this ridiculous run by Collins. What a juke, just back and forth. This kid is a player. This, again, down inside the 15-yard line. He is pumped. It would lead to a field goal for Lincoln from about 25 yards. It's going to be a 10-7 game at this point. There's that M crossed out one more time, just showing the mutual respect, I guess. This is a big 4th down for Munford on the ensuing possession. Lincoln had a massive stop there. It'd be Jacarian Turner with a huge stop. And then they're going to go to the air now. Collins, this time he's going to catch it. The PI was called for Munford. Didn't matter. Collins with a big touchdown. 17-7 at this point, and that man had a night. Lincoln goes on to win, and Collins is a big reason why They get the win in the rivalry tonight, 38-14. Man, they looked a little different tonight.
I was going to ask that. They got a new head coach, some new blood in there, enthusiastic young guy. Coach knows him well. Brett Henderson, outstanding job at Ohatchee for years, outstanding job at Cherokee County with all these Super 7 championship appearances. His first head coaching job, gets his first win tonight. This will be a game, as you know very well, Coach, that he'll remember for the rest of his life. And I would imagine the folks in Lincoln are really happy right now with Coach Henderson when his first win comes against those folks from across I-20.
The enthusiasm was not lacking. I'll say that
for
tonight.
him, I'm sure.
For Lincoln in general, there was a lot of, like I mentioned, those first 2 drives. It actually, and I'm not sure if it was an onside kick, it's just the way that Munford chooses to kick off. It's a little pop punt. Lincoln actually was going to have the ball first, but they fumbled it about midfield, and so Munford picks it up. Looks like they're going to have big momentum to start the game, but no, Lincoln's defense was hitting hard.
The one thing
and
we didn't
stopped
mention,
them.
one thing we didn't mention about Coach Henderson is where he played high school ball, Alexandria. Just another line of guys that played there, they're coaching.
Well, you talk about 3 programs. You start talking about historical, traditional programs. Alexandria,
Pretty good ones.
Ohatchee, Cherokee County, and Lincoln. Lincoln has there's a lot of lineage there. Great football teams and players through the years at Lincoln.
I don't go as far back. My dad graduated there in 72, so it's been a long time.
From Lincoln?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Chad's got some roots in
It's my only tie to this state. But back in 72, so he dates back then. But I remember my fondest memories of Lincoln was in the mid-2000s when Keith Howard was the head coach.
Yes.
And you had a stable of running backs.
Yes.
And they were running over everybody. Those guys went to Kentucky, Clemson. They were studs. Not to say this. I'm not even getting to that point there, but I'm just saying there is some history there, and there is a time when that program was really dominant.
We used to battle heads with him.
Yeah.
Keith was a good friend of mine, so we battled heads many a times.
Before let's move on to some things, let's go back a little bit. Coach Smith was in here, 4A Region 6. And let's take a look at Class 4A Region 6 now as we haven't begun region play yet, but let's go ahead right now and go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown, our first one of the night, Class 4A Region 6. We learned, I think, guys, a lot about this region in the first 2 weeks in just non-region play. Alexandria, impressive tonight. Coach is going to take us out there for that one. Anniston winning on the road at Beauregard. Asheville won last week. Hokes, Bluff, impressive
really
last night. Aniana, White Plains. Cherokee County bounced back tonight against Arab. Etowah had an open date. This region, especially the top half, is looking mighty, mighty strong once again. I'm not so sure that the North winner, again, for the 4th year in a row, ain't going to come out of this region right here.
Congratulated Coach Smith on a win earlier in the studio. Good job starting out 1-0, and stuff that you got to take a break after the big momentum of the week. He said, yeah, because the next 3 weeks he's got Alexandria, Cherokee County, and I think it's Hokes Bluff. Those 3, this is next 3. So just imagine, put your lenses on and see that coming down the pipe in the next 3. That's a tough region.
Hey, it's a tough region. Some good teams in there, some much improved teams from last year. I think Alexandria being one of those as well. We saw Hokes Bluff. They're going to be mighty tough again. I think we got a lot of competitiveness again, Coach Short, in that Class 4A Region 6.
Well, look at the pedigree of state champions.
Yeah. 6 of the 8 have won state champions.
6 of the 8 have won state champions.
In modern times.
In modern times.
Asheville and White Plains the only 2?
That's correct.
Yes. There's going to be some good football here in the next couple of weeks.
Going to be an
I hope I get to see every one of them.
Going to be an exciting region.
They are. You know what it may come down to this year? A lot of times it doesn't if there's one real good dominant team, but I think we have 4 real good ones. Where are they going to play at? The home field advantage is going to be big the next couple of weeks in these ball games.
Absolutely, for sure. All right, folks, we have got our next extra point of the night presented by Randy Woods, State Representative out of District 36. Here's a big one next week. Next Friday night's meeting between Ohatchee and Piedmont will mark the 58th matchup between the 2 Calhoun County rivals. Piedmont leads the series 36-19-2 and has won 13 of the last 16 meetings. The Indians and Bulldogs first met in 1925, and they've played the last 6 years in a row. Lots more to come as After the Game rolls on a football Friday night, live from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church in Anniston, presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
We're excited at Team One Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing plus a $1,000 bonus cash and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team One Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anderson Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Addison Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in the Ted's today.
Emblem Credit Union, let me tell you about those great folks. They bring you not only our Band of the Week, which we're going to show you a little bit later on in the show tonight, but they also present our Emblem Credit Union Bottom Line, scrolling the scores all night long throughout the entire show to keep you up to date on all the final scores across the region. Now, let me tell you something. No auto loan, no problem. Just like your favorite team on the field, Emblem Credit Union is here to help you score big off the field with low auto rates on new and used cars. If you're looking for a new car, a used car, let me tell you, you won't beat the rates at Emblem Credit Union. EmblemCU.com is the place to go for your new car loan from Emblem Credit Union. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, our entire hard-working team tonight. Special shout-out to Tyler Schmidt. The guy was about as sick as I've seen anybody, but he still shot 2 games tonight over in Gadsden with my crew, with me and Don Wilson, way under the weather. That's how hard-working our team is. It doesn't matter. They're a hard-working team. And so we hope Tyler is feeling better overnight tonight and during the day tomorrow. Earlier we had Hope Christian Academy head coach Chris Stone in. We were at Hope Christian today. We're going to take you out there. They were our Teds, Fours, and Beyond Team of the Week. And we were there today to present not only T-shirts and trophies and all that. I think we're going to see that right now if we can. Here we are. That's me there at Hope Christian today. There's the football team sitting on the stage up there. Jason Gregerson from Ted's Fours and Beyond there present the trophy. This is a historical jersey. I should say our Team of the Week T-shirt presented by Anniston Orthopedics, because let me tell you what they're going to do. They told me they're going to take that Team of the Week shirt because it was the first win in school history. They said they're going to frame that thing and put it up there in the school because it has the score of the game, 28-18 over Valiant Cross, and it also has the date of the game. So that's going to be a memento to immortalize that great win, the first win in school history by Hope Christian from last week. Coming up at the end of the show tonight, we are going to name this week's Ted's Fours and Beyond Team of the Week. So if you want to know who that's going to be, who's going to get those Anniston Orthopedic score shirts and the Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy, stay tuned. It's coming right here. Now, let's talk about another award, something new we're doing this year, and that is our Comeback Player of the Week. And this week, we're going to take you to Etowah High School in Attala as we've got an incredible story. Coach Scott Peavy was telling me back during media days over in Gadsden about a young man who last year would have started the entire season with him. I think we can show him right now. There he is. Our Comeback Player of the Week is J.C. Garmany. He's an offensive lineman for Etowah. Guys, last year in their second game, which is about a year ago, of course, Etowah and Hokes Bluff play next week. In the Hokes Bluff game last year over at Jim Glover Field in Attala, he broke his hip. He broke his hip, missed the rest of the season. Coach Peavy was telling me he's worked tremendously hard. He would have started as a ninth grader last year. He's a sophomore this year. He's 6'3", 235 pounds. And Coach Peavy tells me this guy is back and better than ever, going to be a great player. J.C. Garmany of Etowah, he is our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. Well, we're back here with Chad Barnett and Coach Michael Short. And guys, well, no more Thursday night football last night. Hey, what Clint Smith was talking about going in these smaller communities. That game last night, Coach was there, I was there, Southside Hokes Bluff. Wow. Standing room only, packed house last night. For years and years, they've always opened up on Thursday night. Now, Southside's had some years there where they open with other opponents, but Hokes Bluff has always opened up with Southside. Didn't know quite what to expect. Miles Holcomb coming back. Hokes Bluff lost a lot of people. Chad, Hokes Bluff, very impressive last night.
It's interesting you mentioned Miles Holcomb coming back. You know, it's the fourth coaching change I've had since the pandemic. It's kind of the tale of two cities here because Hokes Bluff is the model of consistency. 3 head coaches since 1955.
Yeah,
right?
I know at least since 1970.
That's insane. So you
55 years, yeah.
2 totally different coaching situations here. We know Miles Holcomb can coach, though. He's been having Southside up at the top before he left. See if he can get it back on track. Let's go out to Smoke Neck Tech last night and check out the highlights. There's a couple coaches, at least one, Coach Heath Harmon there, along with Alan Cosby, Etowah County Superintendent, I believe. Yeah. And then that's Jumbotron at Southside. Beautiful Jumbotron, and boy, Southside, we're putting some highlights on that board here to start out with. It's going to be Jamal Boyd with a 10-yard run. Same drive later, Miles Rickles for 12 yards. Another first down for the Panthers. Now, got another back, and we're going to go to Boyd. This time, he's going to take this run all the way down to the 5-yard line. And then one more. Boyd in for the touchdown. 7-0 Southside. Student section pumped. Looking good so far. But then we go to Hokes Bluff on offense. Bryce Whitaker finding Braden Howard for a 14-yard pass. More Whitaker. You're going to see a lot of him throughout this highlight. It's going to be a 5-yard touchdown run for the quarterback. It's going to knock the game up at 7 apiece. And we will go later first half. 4th down. This is kind of the story of the night. 4th down and short. Hokes Bluff is going to stuff Southside at the midfield mark. That would be a huge turnover on downs. Drew McCarver, he's going to haul in this 13-yard pass from Whitaker, keeping the sticks alive for the Eagles. McCarver now, 27-yard pass from Whitaker. Beautiful play of the night possibility. Gets the foot down, goes out of bounds. First down for Hokes Bluff. Then they're going to go back to the ground. Brenton Hale this time. He's going to go for 17 yards. It's a shuttle pass, so it could be considered. I don't know if that was a pass or a run, how they scored it, but that's down to the 1 yard line. Whitaker now, he's going to take it himself. Call his own number, 1 yard touchdown run. 14-7 Hokes Bluff at the break. We're going to go to the second half, and it's going to be a lot more fireworks from the Hokes Bluff side. First play from scrimmage, 33-yard run by Hale. Beautiful way to start out the second half of the contest for Hokes Bluff. Whitaker now, he's going to take this one again. Coming up here with a 14-yard run. It's going to be in the end zone, 21-7 now Hokes Bluff, as they are taking control of this contest on the road to begin the year. More defense for Hokes Bluff, another 4th and goal. This time it's going to be another turnover on downs. Hokes Bluff would stop them again. Huge turnover, and that would lead to more offense. I've said his name a few times here now. Whitaker, this time 59 yards for the Eagles quarterback. 28-7 is now the score. More defense, 4th and goal. Ball's going to be tipped by a Hokes Bluff defender. It will fall incomplete.
Bluff wins it 28-7 over Southside here at Barney Hood Stadium. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, Coach Mike Robertson, and also the quarterback of the Eagles, Bryce Whitaker. Bryce, 4 touchdowns tonight, all 4 Eagle touchdowns, all 4 of those rushing. Just tell us about your game tonight, particularly on the ground.
Man, I feel like I say this a lot, but it's all about offensive linemen. I mean, like I said, they do the blocking, I just do the running. I'm so thankful for them. I'm nothing without them, so I give props to the big guys.
Coach tells us that he thinks you're the best athlete in Etowah County. Hard to disagree with that. Just tell us about the athleticism. What do you feel like are your strengths you bring to the table?
I've gotten a lot better this year with my leadership ability. I feel like I've gotten the guys going a lot more in the huddle. Last year, I wouldn't say too much, but I've gotten them going a little bit more this year. And then, I mean, my elusiveness, I guess I'm hard to get on the ground. So,
very hard to get on the ground tonight. 4 touchdowns rushing for Hokes Bluff. Coach Short, I'm going to turn it over to you for just a second with Coach Rob here.
First of all, Coach, congratulations. It's always a great win when you get that first one, especially against a rivalry.
We used to always say we're not going 0-10 when you win that first one. You know, that was an old saying Coach Serafini and Coach Payne used to say, but I know it. Hopefully we're going to win some more games. But I'm real proud. Yeah, you don't know first game. You know, we jamboreed last week, but you don't know about jamborees. And just worried to death. You know, I knew Southside would be a little bit better than last week. I know they probably had a little gut check, but it's proud of the guys. I thought we got better as the game went on, which is a good sign. We kind of sputtered a little bit on offense. Bryce and I know we missed a couple formations. Guys didn't go where they're supposed to. Guys behind the sticks, but I'm just real proud of offensive line. Bryce is right. You know that we lost 3 really good players up front, and we got to replace them. And I still think we're a work in progress, but I do think we got better tonight. But you know, the film will tell all that. But defensively, you're going to ask me about that, I'm sure. We didn't break, did we?
Well, yeah, you bent a little bit, and that's going to give you something to talk about when you watch film.
I know it. Well, that's right, Coach. You know, just like you used to. But no, I'm proud of our defense. Showed them 7 points. You know, they moved the ball between the 20s. But yeah, I read zone defense was pretty good. We went goal line some and had a couple of 4th down stops out. I think one time at the 30 first half, he set up our second touchdown drive when he made a long run. But our coaches are tremendous. I got great coaches, you know that. Bryce, I tell you, man, we're a close-knit group, and they all played for me. Coach Payne, and just a tradition we have at Hokes Bluff. I'm having time of my life. I wish I was 26 instead of 66 sometimes, but you know it ain't fun.
66.
I'm
okay.
66, but I appreciate you guys. I do. It's a good win.
Well, it was, and it's a lot easier to go to work on Sunday to watch film with a win than it is with a loss.
Well, actually, tomorrow we're gonna go in shorts tomorrow, and they're gonna stride stretch tomorrow, and then we come in on Sunday. I hate to do it, but we got to. But we're gonna get in better shape. I think we get in better shape. Bryce over getting sick. I'm gonna have to get on. He only ran about 400 yards tonight, so I don't know. But no, just tremendous team win though. It was a team win. I think our secondary. We had a couple of new guys in the secondary. I think they played pretty good tonight. But overall, you know, you got to be pleased.
Typical Hokes Bluff football.
Well, I appreciate that. I do take a lot of pride in that. I thank you.
Coach, one question. Have you, in your 66 years, how many Hokes Bluff Southside games? You've probably seen all of them. You've been a part of how many?
Well, you know what? I have seen them because the 3 years the years I was in college, I kept stats for Coach Reese and Coach Payne. And in the 3 years I wasn't at Hokes Bluff, I was coach for Southside. So I have seen every Southside Hokes Bluff game since 1971. If that makes any difference. But you know, we've had some really good wins against them, and they've kicked their behinds a few times too. But I told the guys it's good to win down here. It's hard to win here. They don't lose many. They won a bunch of big games last year here after we beat them last year at home. But yeah, I've seen them all. I guess you're right, John. That makes me old, and you're right behind me. Right? You've seen them all.
I am right behind you. But you know, Coach, I'll always be behind you.
Yes, sir. That's true. But we've had some good times, John. I appreciate you guys. Y'all first class, and it's a lot of fun to win. It is. That's what we sweat for, and we talk about it, go through summer workouts, and I get mad at Bryce at practice and stuff, but we love each other, and I just hope we can continue. They can have some more fun, because this is fun.
Coach Rob, Bryce, congratulations. Great night for Hokes Bluff football here at Southside.
I appreciate you guys.
Mike Robertson and Bryce Whitaker for the Hokes Bluff Eagles winners tonight over Southside here at Barney Hood Stadium, 28-7.
So incredible win tonight, or last night, excuse me, as Hokes Bluff gets the W, 28-7. I mean, not surprised Hokes Bluff got the win. Maybe the score and the way they did it is sort of like when you were talking about the Oxford-Moody game.
Yes.
Not so much that Oxford lost, it was the score. Not so much that Hokes Bluff won, it's the scope of the win.
Guys, I think there are a lot of folks out there kind of hoping that, well, Hokes Bluff only has 4 starters back on offense, about 4 on defense.
They lost like 14 or 15 seasons last year.
Maybe this is not going to be a typical Hokes Bluff team. I got bad news for you. If you were hoping for an untypical Hokes Bluff team, you're not getting your wish. Coach, you were there. This is your typical Hokes Bluff team. They don't make mistakes. They play sound. They block. They tackle. They play hard. They're well coached. They're going to be a tough out for anybody the rest of the way.
They've always been able to come up with offensive linemen and defensive linemen. But in high school football, when you got a winner at quarterback, you got a chance.
And they got one.
And they've got one. They may have the best football player. And say maybe the best athlete. He's one of the best 5 athletes in that county, but he's got to be one of the better football players around. I mean, he does it all. He lost 10 pounds on the sidelines. The poor boy was over there throwing up because he'd done everything he could do.
Chad, I think he threw it 4 times. That's what I thought somebody told me.
I thought you were kidding about that.
No. Look. And then he just get a foot and spit and go out there and do it again. But they're typical. They play hard. The only thing that he doesn't have, and he'll probably tell you that, and they're going to be working on it, is he don't. You know, last year he had such a great kicking game. Had a great punter, and that he's probably got one just hiding.
Kickoff team could use a little work, and I'm sure he's harping on that even today.
Yeah, today, because I'm sure they went out and practiced a little bit today, and they're going to run Saturday.
There you go.
Because he says they're not in shape.
Hokes Bluff serving notice last night. They're not going anywhere in Class 4A Region 6. Let's tell you about the fine folks at Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. And, of course, they bring us our region rundown once we get into the playoffs. They bring the playoff brackets. It's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer. 1.9% financing, no payment for 90 days. Have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? Guys, if you're ready to tailgate, they've got the new Silverados with 0 financing, $1,000 in bonus cash, save over $10,000 back to school savings time at Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden. Back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood GrubMart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. GrubMart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And GrubMart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your GrubMart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know GrubMart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local GrubMart today.
We're excited at Team 1 Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing plus $1,000 bonus cash and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Jacksonville State University bringing you highlights throughout the after the game season. You saw it last night. Jacksonville State University and its athletic programs are on the rise. Jack State continues to invest in top-tier facilities. They've got the lights this year if you go to the Jack State game, just like the big colleges, red and white that flash in time to the music. It's all coordinated. They've got advanced training programs, winning culture, moved to FBS, went down and probably could have very easily won that game in Orlando last night with Central Florida. I do know the score of that one. I did keep up with that one. Central Florida wins over Jack State 17-10. But Jack State, they are building something special in athletics. Come see for yourself at JSU, the friendliest campus in the South. Schedule your visit at jsu.edu/visit if you want to be a part of that. We're back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this football Friday night. John Holder, Chad Barnett, and Coach Michael Short. One of the games I was at tonight was over at Rainbow City, Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium. Another region game tonight, 3A Region 6, Glencoe and Westbrook Christian. Chad and Coach, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to know it by the score, but Glencoe, and Coach and I have talked about this from watching 7-on-7, they might be the most improved team. Glencoe's going to win some football games this year, but Westbrook Christian, you're about to see it in the highlights here.
Pretty good.
Brody Blevins might be the best quarterback in this part of the state, period.
It's pretty good.
He's pretty
Is
good.
that why you stopped short of saying the best quarterback in Etowah County?
That's why I stopped.
Okay, that's why you stopped. Because I noticed there had to be something there. Glencoe, much improved. The opening of the Bailey Blanchard era started off last week with a win against Southeastern. 10 years ago, that doesn't mean much. Southeastern's won the region 2 of the last 3 years. Not a bad start. Tonight, though, they travel across town to the rival. Westbrook Christian is on the docket. Let's see how they fared tonight. Let's go to the highlights, and we're going to jump right into it. Jalen Hunter, he's going to pass 26 yards all the way down to Isaiah Young. Nice pass and catch there for the Yellow Jackets. Fired up. They're only down 14-0 at this point. And then Hunter, he's going to fake the handoff to McMurray, and he's going to find Isaiah Young. 54 yards as he barrels his way through. He's going to find the end zone, cut that lead in half. It's going to be 14-7 at Westbrook. But then here goes that man, Brody Blevins, passes 53 yards, finding Maximus Jones, who's going to stumble, break a few tackles. He's going to be down at the 10-yard line. Blevins now, no problem. He's just going to take it back and hit Brody Johnson for the touchdown. Westbrook Christian back in the end zone. Touchdown. Warriors 21-7 extra point good. Glencoe now looking downfield, but Westbrook's got some different ideas with the INT. He's going to take it back down inside the 23-yard line. They are in business for the Warriors. Blevins back to throw, finding Brody Johnson wide open in the end zone. Touchdown Warriors again. PAT is good. 28-7 now is the score. Blevins now back to pass one more time. He's going to find Bo Kilgo, this time for 41 yards. Beautiful pass and catch. This kid was lighting it up last night. Now we have Reed Barber with a 20-yard field goal, making it 31-7. Westbrook Christian at the half. They would go on to roll 44-7.
Guys, I can't say enough. One of the things that I have noticed through the years of watching Steve Smith teams is the last 2 minutes of the half, he's going to get you. And today, Glencoe cuts it tonight to 14-7. There's about 4.5 minutes left. And Westbrook scores 17 points in the last 4.5 minutes, including 10 points in the last 2.5 minutes of the half. We sit there and Don Wilson and I talk about this every time we watch a Steve Smith coach team, whether it be at Cedar Bluff, at Piedmont, now at Westbrook. When you get down to those last few minutes of the half, you better get ready. He's going to go for the jugular, so to speak. They did tonight. Glencoe's a much improved team, but everybody's been wanting to know, when is Westbrook fixing to make that big move? Oh, we saw it tonight, because I think you're going to see that Glencoe is going to be one of the most improved teams around, and Westbrook beats them 44-7. Coach, what's one of the tough? I'm assuming, I'm asking, I don't know. I'm assuming that a fade pattern is one of the toughest throws for any quarterback to make, especially at the high school level. I'm assuming that the fade pattern stuff. This guy throws a fade pattern like Danny Werf almost. It's incredible. This guy's Brody Blevins. I told a lot of people this summer, Brody Blevins is the name to remember. You don't know him yet, but folks, you're going to know him. And the folks in Glencoe, they know who Brody Blevins is. I can tell you that.
Coach Smith always had that guy that they could throw the fade route to.
Yep.
Back in the day, Alexandria was that type of football team that would throw the fade route. Find that basketball guy that can go out jump people and win the 50-50 balls. The thing I notice about them is Steve's always been that guy that, as the coaches, they call it the blitzkrieg right there at that last 4 minutes. And especially if you're going to get the ball to open the second half. If you can score right before the half and then get it right back and score again, that's a 14-point turnaround. A lot of times that ends it for you. I mean, that does it. And he's always been real good at that, because he's going to push the limit. He has those plays that he calls right before the end. May take chances he normally wouldn't take, and that's why. And most of the time when he does that, he's fixing to get the ball back to start the second half. And a lot of that has to do with going up by 2 touchdowns.
Chad
Coach
Westbrook just
Coach Ricky
unreal.
Austin Rat at Spring Garden would always preach to his girls, first 3 minutes are huge. First 3 minutes, because it sets the tone. And then in football, you got the middle 8, the last 4 minutes and the first 4 minutes of the second half. But one thing here, Steve Smith, you talked about it, 5 wins first year. People may be a little surprised. They thought maybe they expected him right out of the gate to do something big. 6 wins the next year, barely missed the playoffs. You feel it building. Could be this year where they make a massive run.
You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it there at Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium tonight. Great crowd from Glencoe. Great crowd from Westbrook, but Westbrook is putting together something special. This is a good football team, and that Westbrook-Piedmont game is looming. It's coming soon. It's coming next month.
It's at the Field of Champions, right?
It is.
Hopefully I'll be there.
Yeah.
Maybe. But Glencoe, you give Coach Blanchard and his staff, he's put together a staff. I mean, the kid's 26 years old, maybe 26, 27, is that right?
That's right, yes.
And he's a head coach. And now he's got to go up against his mentor. So some of his assistant coaches were, they all played for Steve. Plus, you got the fact that his daddy's looking over him tonight.
Yeah.
And that's got to be special to him. Win or lose, it was a special night for him. I know he wanted to win, but I bet you both of them are glad. Whew. And I know Steve Smith thought, I'm glad this is over. It's done, not just because it's Glencoe, but it was the fact that a lot of emotions tonight for both sides. And give a lot of credit to Coach Blanchard and his staff for just going out there and they're competing. I watch that. They're competing. They've got to build it. You don't just happen overnight. You got to earn it. It's not going to be given to you. You got to earn it, and that's what they're doing now, earning it.
Guys, I'm not going to be surprised if Glencoe's a playoff team this year. They very well could be.
I mentioned to him the other day, it could be that 4th spot.
Might even be the third spot. What I saw tonight, it is it's a good football team that's coming, and they're going to get better every week. So. Good things tonight with Glencoe and with Westbrook. Before we get to Band of the Week, we've got a couple of regions we want to look at as we go back to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're going to look at Class 3A, and there it is, Class 3A Region 6. I want to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we left somebody off again. How did we do that? We got who do we? JB Pennington is not there. All right, I apologize to our Pennington folks over in Bluntsville, but I guess we got all the local teams there. Most importantly, we got Westbrook in there. 9-team region. Piedmont now 2-0. Locust Fork 1-1. Big win over Ohatchee tonight. Walter Wellborn got them 0-1, but they're 1-0. So we'll get that corrected there. And then we've got, Weaver had the night off tonight, so they're 0-1, and we'll get JB Pennington added to that. Next week, I promise you, I hope that we're going to have 9 teams in this region, but we'll try to get that done.
We got Westbrook back.
Got Westbrook back, but we lost JB Pennington. Coach, let's take a look at Class 3A Region 4 now as we go down to the south. Lee Scott Academy, Randolph County both won tonight. Beulah, Glenwood, both with wins. Childersburg lost, B.B. Comer lost, Dadeville lost. Again, the top half of this region, your Randolph counties, your Lee Scotts, your Glenwood, probably Beulah, again, might be the top 4 in that region.
I think we just named them, right? They're in order. They may have just perfect right there. Randolph County's, how many points was scored tonight?
Let's see, that was 64-50 tonight as they beat Central of Coosa.
Well, I bet Coach Prestice is going to really work hard on his defense this week. But he's got some good skill players.
He's got some big offensive linemen.
Yeah. And he mentioned in the media day that they were going to be real good on offense. And I think as the year goes along, Randolph County's always been a very proud defensive team. They'll get better on the defensive side of the ball.
Randolph County now 2-0 on the year, getting into region play in Class 3A Region 4. All right, time now for our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. And tonight, they had a tough task because what they were trying to do is they were trying to fit a 176-member band into a very small space over at Coosa Christian. Keep in mind, Pell City is Class 6A, and you got a 2A facility hosting them tonight. Let's go out and look at our video of our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. This is the Pell City Band of Gold, our Band of the Week, under the directorship of Corey Thunderbird, 176 members. Their theme this year is kind of a Top Gun theme. All their songs have to do with flying and aviation. It's called Golden Horizons. They've got the T-shirts for that. As you see those young people over in Gadsden tonight. They'll be in the Mid-South Marching Festival in Gadsden right across the highway at Titan Stadium later on coming up in September. They'll also be at the Covered Bridge Marching Festival over in Aniana at Gilbert Stadium coming up later on. Congratulations to the Pell City Band of Gold. That is our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week on this football Friday night. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., go to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama after the game, and you will see our core sports medicine play of the night that we're going to select when we have a big meeting here after the show is over. Core Sports, leading orthopedic and sports medicine practice serving Oxford and surrounding areas with Dr. Clinton Ray and Dr. Jeffrey Lawler. They now offer the Mako robotic arm-assisted surgery, bringing surgical precision and futuristic technology right here to us in East Alabama. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this Football Friday night. Back with Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, our entire hard-working team here. We're getting everybody situated here on this.
He me down all the time.
Friday night.
He's always nudging me down. Bump and run. It's that offensive lineman in his blood. He's trying to
push you out of the way.
He's trying to seal that, you know.
There you go.
Here we go.
Another game that I was at tonight, my crew over at a unique game. I mean, it's just it was really unique. A 2A school hosting a 6A school. The band took up half the seating over at Coosa Christian. And, you know, the thing about it was last year, 2A Coosa went to 6A playoff team Pell City and beat them 17-7. Could they do it again? Chad, it almost happened again tonight. Not quite, over at Philip Ellen Stadium.
And it's interesting, too. I mean, I know we harp on coaches a lot of times, but sometimes the scripts just kind of write themselves. Rush Probst took over for Coosa Christian about a week before the school started because their coach got suspended. Who do they face off in week 2 of the season? His former team, the Pell City Panthers, in a week 2 matchup. Going to be expecting big fireworks tonight just off the Coosa River. Let's go to the highlights tonight and see how this one played out. There you see the coin toss. Man, I always love those Coosa black uniforms. Very sharp, as you see. They're the run out for the Christian Warriors. And we're going to start out with Pell City on offense. Brody Gossett, he's going to pass 11 yards to Mason Dates. Going to be a first down for the Panthers. Then Gossett again, this time finding Channing Beavers for an 11-yard gain. Another first down for the Panthers. They're marching right down the field. Gossett passing and finding Logan Rains in there for a touchdown. Pell City is on the board first, 7-0 after the PAT is good. Coosa ball though. Quarterback Matt Long finds Kalen Johnson for a first down over the left side, and then they're going to have more Coosa offense, more Johnson as he gets another first down over the left side. Back on offense once more, that man again, Johnson. This time a 2-yard touchdown run puts Coosa on the board, 7-7 at this point. And I didn't see it here, but I've heard you talk about it a couple times. This one apparently went down to the wire. Pell City eking out the win by 1.
Coosa in control. Pell City throws a 2-yard touchdown pass with 13 seconds to go in the game to win it 28-27 over Coosa Christian. Big win for Nick Gentry. But let me tell you about Coosa Christian. You know, Coach Gentry said back in the summer, Coach, he said at Media Day that he expected Pell City to be a team that could make a deep playoff run in 6A. And this Coosa team stood toe-to-toe with them. I just don't know in 2A football in this state if there's anybody that can stand up with Coosa Christian. This is, like it was last year, this is not a 2A football team.
We were robbed of seeing what that would look like last year. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year. We can see where they go because a lot of talent.
Well, it's 2A classification, but they're 1A in numbers.
Yes.
They're 2A because of the rules,
competitive balance.
Competitive balance rules. So they're in 1A numbers, and they only played about 14 to 16 guys right now. That's all they're playing.
Wow.
So I knew during the week that leading up to the game, they were hoping they could stay healthy to start region play, and then they got that they got that game 5, which will be Blunt, which is this played with Viger.
Yeah, Viger only beat them 21-6 last week.
Yeah.
They're coming to Gadsden in week 5 in the spot where Fife was. They're not playing this year, so Blunt's replacing Fife on the schedule. So, guys, let's look at both these regions, the one Pell Cities and the one Coosa's in. Let's begin in Class 2A, Region 6, as we go back to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown, and we'll take a look at Class 2A, Region 6. Listen, though there's some good 2A football programs there, like Southeastern. I saw them in the spring over at Heflin. You got Susan Moore, West End, Cleveland. Cleveland had Falkville, Cold Springs. It's really not fair for those folks to have to compete with Coosa Christian. Everybody says, well, John, look at there. Coosa Christian's 0-2.
No, they're not.
Pierce County, Georgia, who would be a large 5A here. 6A, Pell City, that's their 2 losses, and they were very competitive, Coach, in both of those.
If they stay healthy, they got a chance to make a deep, deep, deep run.
Kylan Johnson, the 10th grader, you saw all those highlights there of his runs. He can do a little bit of everything. They put him in a Wildcat tonight, and he was very effective in that Wildcat. They played him at wide receiver in the slot catching passes. They put him at tailback. They put him all over the place, and he's really a college prospect as a 10th grader, as a cornerback, as a defensive back.
He's going to play college football as a DB.
Yeah, but on offense, their coach, Rush Probst, is using him everywhere, Coach.
Well, I mean, it's smart. You got to put your player, put him in where he can be more effective. Could they put him in the backfield and run right at him and run over? Probably not. So they wanted to get him on the perimeter because the quarterback's just a sophomore too, and he can spin it.
Absolutely. Matt Long transferring from Guntersville, the Wildcats, who haven't missed him because they hadn't missed a beat. I believe tonight they beat Fort Payne and they beat Southside last week. Let's look at Class 6A, now Region 6, the region that Pell City's in. And look at this. Pell City's now 2-0. Clay Chalkville tonight, a huge win. They hammered Ramsey tonight. Mountain Brook lost to defending state champion, number 1 ranked Parker tonight. Oxford, that big loss at Moody where they were dominated 31-7. This region's kind of starting to look a little interesting at the top here. Clay Chalkville, Mountain Brook, Oxford, Pell City. I think you got to throw them in the mix there.
Somebody was telling me the other day that it was kind of a just random conversation. They were telling me they believe Clay Chalkville is only ranked where they were because of name recognition. I'm beginning to think maybe they didn't really know exactly what they're talking about because they're looking pretty good so far.
Well, there's a lot to that because after about 2 years ago, when last time they won it, and then everybody kept thinking, well, the coaches have changed and things are going to change, and Clay Chalkville's going to start dropping. That's what was talked about in the coaching circles. I don't see it dropping. Not the way they're playing.
No.
Speaking of not dropping, it's time for our awards to remember, East Alabama Top 10. And we had some massive changes based on what happened tonight. So we're going to turn around and go to the screen here. Our awards to remember, East Alabama Top 10. Now, somebody, I read these comments that people make, and they were saying, I didn't know that Moody was in East Alabama. Really what this is the AHSAA District 6 Top 10, but a lot of you folks don't know what's in District 6. St. Clair County is in District 6. Moody's in St. Clair County. We cover all the teams in District 6. We have to call it something, so we call it the East Alabama Top 10. So that's why Moody is in our East Alabama
Is
Top
it
10.
east or west of Birmingham? That's the way out of my brain.
It's
if it's
east
on
of
this side of Birmingham,
Good point, Chad. Good point. Yeah.
It is east of 65 and it's north of I-20.
There you go.
There you go. All
Any
right.
lakes?
Yeah.
Northeast Alabama.
Fair
All right, so here we go. Some big changes here in our East Alabama Top 10 based on what happened tonight. Number 10, Westbrook Christian. They were not in our poll. They pop in there at number 10. Very impressive. So their opening game tonight, 1-0 at number 10. Number 9, Central Clay County. They were up high last week. They did not drop out despite the fact they lost 40-7, but Ben Russell might be a team that makes a deep playoff run in 6A.
And they got a lot of injuries too right now.
A lot of injuries right now. So watch Clay Central. Once they get into region play, I think they're going to win a lot of games. Number 8, Pleasant Valley. Folks, 40-7 tonight at Spring Garden, number 6 team in 1A. A Spring Garden team that we thought was pretty good last week. Pleasant Valley dominates them tonight. The Raiders are rising. Number 7 in our East Alabama top 10, Alexandria. Coach, you saw them tonight. We've got our game of the week coming up. Alexandria dominating Jacksonville tonight at Golden Eagle Stadium. They're at 7. Number 6 in our East Alabama top 10, Anniston. Opened up tonight on the road at Beauregard. Beauregard beat them last year here. They go down and win by 2 touchdowns in Lee County. Anniston at number 6. Get to our top 5. Number 5 in the East Alabama top 10, Cherokee County. They bounced back nicely after that loss to a great Piedmont team, shutting out Arab tonight, 25-0. Number 4 in our East Alabama top 10, Moody. They were in danger. A lot of folks thought of going to 0-2 tonight. Let me tell you, I can't imagine how good Gainesville, Georgia must be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They beat this team 49-7, who beat Oxford 31-7. Number 3 in our East Alabama top 10, Coosa Christian. Even though they lost tonight, this is kind of a power rating based on what they're going to do in their own classification. And as Coach said, they may go all the way to Birmingham. So I'm keeping them very high. They lost on 13 seconds to go in the game. They lost to a 6A probably playoff team in Pell City. So they stay at 3. Number 2 in our East Alabama top 10, the Piedmont Bulldogs. They were 43-0 at the half on sacks, running clock in the second half, and made it stand up 43-0. And number 1, they only won tonight over their biggest rival, Horseshoe Bend, 58-10. Number 1 ranked Wadley, defending state champion in Class 1A at number 1. Guys, what about our top 10 here?
I'll start just, again, piggybacking off of this, don't sleep on them. I hear they lost to Ben Russell and Montgomery Christian last night. So
Catholic.
Sorry. So it's kind of 2-on-1. It's kind of unfair. So I definitely expect them to do more throughout the year. And it's really cool to see the Pleasant Valley Spring Garden game tonight with those two teams and how well they're looking right now. Considering 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you would have never thought Pleasant Valley Spring Garden would be a big game. But they're both looking really, really good right now.
With the way what Fife did to Pisgah tonight, Pleasant Valley, when they go to Pisgah, probably going to be for the region title, and that's going to be a big game. And I don't be shocked if Pleasant Valley goes up there and maybe wins that game.
Fife and Pisgah was a 1-point game at halftime.
And then 31-0 by Fife in the second half as they go on the win 60-28.
Most impressive, Anniston going on the road. That is a long ride to Beauregard, Alabama. It's in the middle of nowhere, and it's impressive for them to go on the road, make that long trip, and then play well.
Absolutely. That's our East Alabama Top 10 presented by Awards to Remember. Time for our final extra point of the night presented by Randy Wood, State Representative out of District 36. We bring you 4 of these every Friday night, and we got our last one of the night coming your way right now, I believe. There it is. Next week's this is hard to believe if you go back and kind of look at history. Next week's White Plains at Alexandria game will be just the second meeting of the Wildcats and Valley Cubs. 2 schools met for the first time last season at Robertson Field at White Plains. This will be the Wildcats' first ever appearance at Lou Scales Stadium, Larry Ginn Field. Alexandria began football in 1923. White Plains started football in 1972, and the first time to ever play at Death Valley. Back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
We're excited at Team 1 Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing, plus $1,000 bonus cash, and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
As we head into our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, Judd Edwards Agency in Heflin. They are in our community. They're for our community, delivering great service. And I can tell you, I know Judd personally, real hometown relationships. They are going to ensure what counts for you. Contact them in Heflin, 256-463-2260. Go to their website, insurewhatcounts.com. Offering all kinds of protection, not only in Heflin and Cleveland County, but all across East Alabama. That brings us to our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. I think it's still the most heated rivalry in Calhoun County. Guys, Alexandria and Jacksonville at Golden Eagle Stadium. Valley Cubs coming in looking for a little revenge after the loss last year at home to Jacksonville. Chad Barnett, you got all the highlights. Coach was there, got all the post-game reaction.
24 was a bounce back year for Alexandria. 2023, 1-9, not the way they wanted to finish out, but they had an 8-4 season last year. Almost made it to the third round of the playoffs. Great run. They have most of their team coming back this year in 2025. Can they continue that momentum and have a better fare this season? Let's go to the Judd Edwards Game of the Week, and we go out to Jacksonville High School, where these two teams would go at it, and there were some emotions tonight. As we mentioned, very heated rivalry between these two squads at Golden Eagle Stadium. The sun setting, the American flag, it's just part of America. You gotta love to see all that. Alexandria on offense, we're gonna start out with Cole Wheeler finding Evan White to move the chains for the Valley Cubs early on. Then they're gonna go with a double handoff to Ryan Brown. This is gonna be a big gain up the gut for the Valley Cubs, down inside the 15-yard line on to the 12. Now toss to Jeffrey Beeson. Touchdown, Valley Cubs there on the board first. 7-0 is the score. There'll be a lot of scoring for Alexandria tonight. After a stall for Jacksonville, they go back to more offense. Montcrea Morris Jr., 8-yard run, another first down for Alexandria. Pass to move the chains here again, as they just keep finding ways to get first downs. You can see the huddle there, as the Valley Cubs are liking the way they start this game off. Wheeler now passing to Morris Jr. for a touchdown. Anybody want to cover him? Nobody in the screen, and Morris Jr. picks up an easy one for a touchdown. 14-0 Alexandria. Kamari Harmon going to try a throw downfield, but this time he's going to be connecting with Morris Jr., who was all over the field tonight. A huge pick And then he's not going to take just that pick and go down. He's going to take it to midfield, go out of bounds about the 45-yard line. That drive, though, would stall. Jacksonville gets the ball back. Harmon to Bryce Allen. Going to be a college prospect there going on his senior year. 15-yard gain for Allen. Then Harmon with a QB keeper. This one for 20 yards. Promising drive here for Jacksonville. Harmon now dumps the ball off to Allen again for another 15-yard gain. Could Jacksonville be on the move to get on the board? Here's the huddle there for the Golden Eagles. In somber moment here, we had a big injury on the field, but look at the sportsmanship. All the hitting, all the jarring. They meet at midfield to pray for one another, and we'll go back now to the game. Tough play here after that drive was mounting a nice scoring chance. It'd be a fumble. Alexandria would pick up, and then Beeson, 25-yard gain, giving Alexandria another first down. And then Beeson again, this is going to be Morris Jr. for a touchdown, stretching over the goal line. Another touchdown for the Valley Cubs. They're going to be up 21-0, I believe, at this point. More offense for the Valley Cubs. Beeson, 15-yard gain, another double handoff. This one going to be Brown, big yard, big connection there on the sideline too. 44. Now you wear number 44. That's the way you're supposed to hit somebody. Jet sweep now, Morris Jr. He's going to take this one to the house. He was all over the place tonight. Alexandria now kicking off to Jacksonville. Marquavius McNeil going to be one of the bright spots here for Jacksonville. It's going to be a beautiful return. Finds some open field. He takes it over the left side. He's going to be down inside the 30-yard line as Jacksonville's looking to get on the board for the first time tonight. And Golden Eagles with a big run up the middle for a nice first down and a touchdown for Jacksonville as they would get on the board there for the first time tonight. And then more Jacksonville offense. This is going to be picked off again by Morris Jr. He's going to return this all the way back for a touchdown. Alexandria and Morris Jr. all over the place tonight. That kid had a game for the ages. Jacksonville again trying to score. Another mishap on offense there just on the goal line. They would fumble. Alexandria would recover. Coach Ginn's got to be really proud of the way his team looked tonight as they do pick up the big win over their rival, Jacksonville. Big win
Coach Michael
tonight.
Short here with High School Football Alabama's after the game at Golden Eagle Stadium with the victorious Alexandria Valley Cubs and Coach Todd Ginn. Coach, tell us who we have with us tonight here.
You got Ryan Brown, linebacker, fullback, and Cole Wheeler, our quarterback, and sometimes safety. So both played really good games tonight.
Coach, I know it's your first ball game. We talked before the game, a little worried about not having played a game. Yeah. But for your first ball game, this is old coach talking to young coach. You got to be pretty happy with the way things turned out, offensively, defensively, and a lot of times kicking game. Pretty well-rounded game for a first game.
Yeah, we talk about winning the line of scrimmage, and I talk about Ryan being one of those guys too, because he's one of those guys that's just going to fit on guys all night long. Him and Royce make our running game go, along with those 5 linemen up front. And I thought the first series it was a stalemate. They met us, we met them, and it was a stalemate there. But I think we've gotten ourselves in really good shape. I think our players have worked really hard, and I think as the game progressed, our guys, you can ask Cole, you can ask Ryan, our guys were saying, Coach, they're wearing down, and you could see it. We started winning the line of scrimmage, and I really felt really good because you're going to know what I'm talking about. They started sending linebackers every play, and when you see that happening, you're winning the line of scrimmage. Yep.
It does, and I noticed myself, the first thing I noticed the first couple of games every year that I watch is I always look to see who's in the best shape. Yeah. And that's the first thing I noticed. Of course, Valley Cubs are normally always in better shape than most people, but I felt like your conditioning tonight had a whole lot to do with about the midway through the second quarter on.
Yes, and I thought you saw that happen. I thought we missed Evan White on a slip and go right before. I thought that would have ended it. The one, and Cole, I guarantee you wishes he had it back right now, but he barely missed him. And it was a great play, great call. Will made a great call. But then you just saw, I think the third quarter, we got complacent a little bit in an emotional game like this. We got complacent, celebrated a little bit and got complacent, but we reined it back in and finished the game. We held it 10 minutes the last drive there, and I'm real proud of these guys. I'm real proud of our team, and you know what we've got to do. And the good thing about it, we've got leaders. These two leaders are not going to let us go not have good practices next week. Region Game 1 will be ready next Friday.
Guys, I want to ask you players here, and I'll ask each one of you. Tell us a little bit about what it means to you. Not only is it the first game, but it's a rivalry game against Jacksonville.
We just got kind of a passion. You know, they talk a lot of crap, and we just wanted to shut them up.
I mean, it's a real big game. I mean, I've been starting 4 years. It's the only time I've won it. So this is a real big game to us.
That's right.
Coach, last thing here, and I'll let you go. I know you got to get with your players. Right there at the end when you're celebrating, let the people know what the paddle is up there.
Well, you know, I don't know the whole story. I heard back in the day, we always joked there was, you know, junior highs, and there were only a couple of high schools. So Weaver and some others were junior highs, and they fed into Alexandria and Jacksonville, and it was rumored. I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody that Coach Scales said the way they figured out who would go where is they'd paddle them. And if they cried, they sent them over this way, and if they didn't, they sent them to our way, you know. So I don't know. That's where it started. And did Coach Scales ever say it? I don't know, but it's kind of funny if he did, you know. So.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Good luck for the rest of the season, guys. We'll probably see you again one Friday night. Yeah. Glad to be here. A Valley Cup victory. Guys, that's it.
We may go eat at Olive Garden. Who knows?
Yeah, but I bet you eat a Valley dog before the night's over. Sure. That's it here from Golden Eagle Stadium. Valley Cubs are victorious.
Coach, I guess Coach was done with you. He just took off. He was like,
he
all right,
we're going to Olive Garden.
I'm going to Olive Garden where he said he was going. Hey, unlimited breadsticks, man. Sometimes it'll make you do that kind of stuff.
I think we know Coach Ginn likes Olive Garden.
He likes the Olive Garden.
That's what he said. I'm going to the Olive Garden. Yeah. You know, some people go to Disney World after a big win. Coach Ginn goes to the Olive Garden, apparently.
Impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Yeah.
Morris Jr. specifically, too, as far as like singling out players. Yes. He was all over the field.
Look, we missed one interception, and we saw it, but it was right. I mean, he had to down almost one-handed to get the interception that he took back to the house. And, yeah, he was all over the field. He had a great game. Yeah. I mean, the Valley Cubs were typical Alexandria football. You watched them, the game early was they just pancaking each other. And then all of a sudden you started seeing the conditioning come in. And really right before halftime, if they complete another pass they had a chance to catch, it may have been over at halftime. But
the initial guys, M.J. Morris, J.J. Beeson, big factors for the Valley Cubs in the skill positions.
Exactly.
Sure. All right, we're going to take a look at some more regions now. 5A, but that's the Jacksonville's a 5A classification now. So let's go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Class 5A region 4. We'll go to the south first. Sylacauga won again tonight. Hey, they're 2-0 now. Valley also won again tonight. They're 2-0. But I still think, even with all the injuries, even with the big loss last night to Ben Russell, Central Clay County, in my mind, still the lead dog in that region. But after that, I really don't know. With Elmore County, Hopeful, Marbury, Beauregard, Sylacauga, Valley, it could be anybody, I think, after that.
That's kind of the normal thing for this region, right? I mean, you got Central Clay, and then everybody's kind of fighting for second, third, fourth.
I think Coach Smithers may have Sylacauga better than what they have been, and this may be the year they get into the playoffs.
Could be. That's a good point. Now let's go to Class 5A Region 6 now. This is the region that includes Jacksonville and their schedule. They had Etowah last week. Then you come in with Alexandria. Moody comes to town next week. Then you got Leeds. Then you got Centerpoint. Then you got Corner, who is a top 10 ranked team as well in Class 5A. It is just, we talk about a gauntlet. I don't know that anybody is facing about the next 3 or 4 weeks, the next month basically, like Jacksonville has to face in this 5A Region 6.
I know that White Plains is fixing to face a gauntlet, but that's a gauntlet with a lot bigger people and a lot faster people. I mean, Moody played for it last year.
Yeah. I was listening to Ray Hammett and Chase Robinson tonight calling that Moody-Oxford game, and they were talking about the size. We heard this last year about Moody, and I saw it in person, the size, and apparently they're that big again. And then they got Dozier, the wide receiver, who is as good as anybody in the state at wide receiver. So a tough game next week for Jacksonville as Moody comes in to Golden Eagle Stadium. Let's tell you about the fine folks at Oxford Lumber. They're bringing you highlights throughout the year. Oxford Lumber, they've got locations all across East Alabama. Not only in Oxford, they're in Lincoln, they're in Talladega, they're in Roanoke, and they're in the city of Jacksonville. And when it comes to power equipment, nothing beats the quality of steel. Built tough, built to last, and built for the South. They carry the full line of steel power equipment from chainsaws to trimmers and everything in between. And they also offer service. They've got Gold Star certified mechanics on duty at Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware. Again, locations Jacksonville, Oxford, Lincoln, Talladega, and in Roanoke. We'll be back with more of After the Game as we roll on this Football Friday night / Saturday morning.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood GrubMart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. GrubMart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And GrubMart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your GrubMart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know GrubMart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local GrubMart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Oh, we love the folks at Johnson's Giant Food. They are in Coldwater. They're in Jacksonville. They're in East Gadsden. They're in Attala. They're in downtown Gadsden. And very soon they're coming to Southside. Get ready right there on Highway 77. They, of course, bring us our concession stand of the week every week. Johnson's Giant Food, whether it's Friday night football or college Saturday, if you're too busy to cook, there's no problems. Johnson's Giant Food Hot Bar and Deli is your answer. Chicken fingers, wings, potato wedges. They've got the quick grabs, the chicken salad, the potato salad, pimento cheese, crackers, chips, cookies, drinks, everything you need. You got a big group coming over tomorrow, maybe for the Alabama-Florida State game. They got the large orders of wings and chicken fingers ahead. Just call ahead at Johnson's Giant Food, locations all throughout Etowah and Calhoun counties. Well, we had going in, we thought tonight was going to be a marquee matchup, at least on paper tonight, a top 10 matchup, one of the few top 10 matchups in the state. We had a top 10 team in 2A, a top 10 team in Class 1A, talking about Pleasant Valley going into Spring Garden, but this game was really over at halftime. It was 34-0 at the half. Pleasant Valley serving notice that they are for real tonight out at Spring Garden.
And I know this game had to have major consideration for Game of the Week status with your whole buildup, right? And how many times you've seen Pleasant Valley and Spring Garden actually in this spot. Pleasant Valley possibly one of, if not the best seasons possibly in school history coming up this year, maybe. Spring Garden impressive last week against the win over Sandrock. So how would this game not be amazing tonight? Let's go to the highlights and check it out and see what took place at Jason Howard Field. As I mentioned, if you rewound 18 years and you said this was going to be one of the game of the nights, you just wouldn't have seen it, right? But both these schools have done a tremendous job in building and getting to this point. We're going to start off in the offense. Hand off to Clayton Sadler. He's going to go down after a stop short of the line to gain. Pleasant Valley now in control. Braxton Salster, I think we're going to see and hear his name a lot this year. He's going to get a 14-yard run for PV. Salster now, he's going to hand this one off this time. Caden Vick for an 11-yard pickup. Raiders on the move. Salster, though, this time he's going to keep it. Going to move it down the field for another 15 yards as Spring Garden just keeps Pleasant Valley keeps moving that ball down the field. Salser finds his receiver in the end zone for a 39-yard touchdown pass. This would put the only score on the board that we saw while we were there, but man, there were a few more. Pleasant Valley, huge win tonight over number 6 Spring Garden, 40-7. The Raiders are now 2-0 on the season.
I don't think anybody's surprised that Pleasant Valley won this game, but I think everybody's shocked by that margin of victory.
That's the third time I think we've seen that tonight. Just not surprised so much by the win, but the margin of victory. We've seen it a few other times in the Oxford game, and I think the Westbrook game as well. Maybe the ones.
Here's a question. We were just talking about it during the break, and I don't know the answer to this. Has Spring Garden, has Pleasant Valley ever beaten a ranked team before?
You knew unprompted that the Lincoln-Munford first game was 0-0 in 1952, but you don't know if... We'll need to figure that out.
I should have looked that up this week.
That's a great question. I can't imagine they've had many opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. So, big win.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, we always talk about players, and you can tell those players when they get off the bus. Pleasant Valley looks way different what they used to look like. When they're walking out on that field and they're coming out, they look more football players than they used to be. And Coach has done an excellent job in the weight room. The weight room's phenomenal, what they've done there with that. But, they're believing. And here's the thing about it. Everybody says, well, they got their quarterback back. No, he broke his hand last year, game 2, in this game. He broke his hand, didn't play quarterback the rest of the year. He had a cast. So he played defense and tried to play wide receiver. He did everything else, but now he's back as a quarterback. So it looks like they've got a new quarterback.
Don't count out Spring Garden. We go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're going to take a look at our 2 local 1A regions at this time, and we'll begin with Class 1A Region 6. That's the region that's down to the south. And, of course, Wadley 2-0. Look at this victory. Winterboro, Wadley, Fayetteville is 2-0. Fayetteville's had 2 big wins. Beat Childersburg. Then, of course, they beat Billingsley. Donahoe 0-2, Woodland 0-2. But, again, I think that's maybe after Wadley and Winterboro, it's anybody after that. Now we go to Class 1A Region 8, taking a look at that region that does include Spring Garden. And once Spring Garden gets down at their level, keep in mind Pleasant Valley is a 2A. In this region right here, Appalachian, big win tonight over Cleveland. Galesville won last night, scored 56 points. Raglan won their first game. At this point in time, guys, this is the most mysterious region. I knew it all summer. I thought, I have no idea. We've played 2 weeks of non-region play now. And, guys, I still don't have an idea about how this region is going to shake out.
I'm impressed with Galesville.
I was too, yeah.
They're 2-0 after, listening, of course, that's Coach Knapp, and they're like, we're not going to be, we don't have enough players. He's got old school in him.
Watch Raglan. Raglan. They played their first game tonight and won over Donahoe 38-19. Let's tell you about the folks at Awards to Remember. Highway 144 in Ohatchee, in business for 40 years. Folks, let me just tell you, if you're looking for awards here in East Alabama, this is it. It's the only place to go. Go to awardstoremember.com, an award-winning website. Go by their showroom on Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. See Robert Smith and the folks. They're going to take great care of you. It's going to be right. It's going to be first class. They provide all of our awards here, and we got a lot of them on After the Game, and they provide all of that for all of our award winners each and every week, and they have since the very beginning. Awards to remember at awardstoRemember.com. Come back. We're going to take you to the Field of Champions in Piedmont to look at one of the top teams in Class 3A again in 2025.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood GrubMart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. GrubMart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And GrubMart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your GrubMart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know GrubMart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local GrubMart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in the Ted's today.
You've been watching throughout the night the Red Thread Stay Put preview box coming to you live from the Sound Solutions Media Center here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. Red Threads provides all of our T-shirts for us here, and we do a lot of those muscle teams. We got more T-shirts coming next week. Got a big announcement. Look for us at the stadium because, guys, touchdown T-shirts are returning. Going to be for the first time ever on After the Game. We've got touchdown T-shirts coming, and those come from Red Threads, our muscle team, our Aniston Orthopedic score shirts, all from Red Threads. Next Saturday when Jack State comes home to play Liberty, go by the square in Jacksonville and see the Red Threads store. Red Threads, powered by O-Brand, great JSU and high school merchandise. We got one more video to look at tonight, and that video is going to be, again, of one of the top teams in the state year after year after year in Class 3A football, the Piedmont Bulldogs. And tonight, Chad Barnett at the Field of Champions, a region win, and they did it all, literally, they did it all in the first half.
It was a great win last week for Sachs. First win for head coach Shannon Felder to kind of kick that season off against Horseshoe Bend, but the stakes did get a lot higher tonight as they went to second-ranked Piedmont at the Field of Champions. We'll go right to the highlights and see how this one played out and see the Piedmont Bulldogs and the Sacs Wildcats. Starting out with Piedmont on offense, Cole Austin passing downfield, finding Raleigh Pinto, who reverses field, eludes a face mask, finds his way to get all the way across the other sideline. Huge run for him. Just 12 yards, but he went a lot further on that. Austin's going to pitch it to right this time. He's going to take it in there for the touchdown. Piedmont is on the board as we are taking in the highlights. More offense for the Bulldogs. Mason Morrow for 12-yard run. That would give him another first down. He's pulled in out of bounds. Now Pinto for a 20-yard gain, 21-yard gain over the right side, and then more Pinto. This time he's going to take this pass and put it in for 6. Nice pass and catch from the college commit. Take it to the end zone. Touchdown Piedmont. All Bulldogs tonight over the Wildcats, 43-0.
Yeah, Piedmont tonight just kind of taking care of business against Sacs, get a region win in Class 3A Region 6, and it's becoming evident each week as we move through this young season that there's a showdown coming with Piedmont and Westbrook here in a couple of weeks at the Field of Champions. Going to be a big game.
Crowded.
Yeah, standing room only again. That's been the thing this week. I mean, every stadium that we have been to, we're talking about this last night, every stadium we have been to has been standing room only. Sandrock, Coosa Christian was sort of like that, definitely like that at Hokes Bluff. Coosa tonight, Glencoe, the games you've been, I mean,
Lincoln
Westbrook.
was crowded as all get out tonight. You know, we're talking about a team with programs haven't been quite as strong as they've been in the past, but they were out in droves tonight. There was tons of folks at this game.
Jacksonville's a hard stadium to fill because it is so big, but Alexandria did not have a seat left. It was completely full, and they had people lined up along the fence too. Just, I mean, they brought more than they can have at home because they can't fill that many at home.
Yeah, I love
so they filled it up.
I love it. We were talking about Pleasant Valley. Let's go back to Class 2A Region 7 now on our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. And 2A Region 7 going to be pretty interesting as we take a look at that region. That includes Pleasant Valley, North Sand Mountains undefeated, Cedar Bluff, big loss last night to Collinsville, who's got a great team. Pisgah lost tonight to Fife Big, Sandrock 0-2, Section 0-2. We talked about Westbrook and Piedmont. I think right now it's Pleasant Valley, Pisgah. I think that's where we are in this region, guys.
I just think it's so awesome that we're able to talk about Pleasant Valley like that. Sandrock, though, what do you see from them?
Sandrock tonight, they've kind of let the games get away from them. They were competitive for Spring Garden for a while. Spring Garden pulled away. They were competitive tonight with West End. West End kind of pulled away. Coach, you saw them last week up at Spring Garden like I did, or up at Sandrock last week against Spring Garden like I did. I think Sandrock still. They're in the phase 1 of building this thing.
Let's say they're more like Alexandria was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Playing a lot of young kids, taking their lumps. And if they all stay, they'll be fine. It just won't be this year, but it'll be. They're an up and coming team.
The Calhoun County Commission, they are our presenting sponsor. They bring you after the game each and every Friday night. Let's talk about the Calhoun County Commission. Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson, all the great recreational, historic sites and tourism sites we have here, they support that. They support all of our school systems. They support all the cultural events like the OPAC and the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame and things like that. They are just involved in the community, supporting our community as much as anybody. The Calhoun County Commission bringing you after the game. We come back, we got a couple more regions to look at, and also we've got our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week announcement. That's next.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
We're excited at Team One Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing, plus a $1,000 bonus cash, and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team One Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Every Friday night, we come to you from the Sound Solutions Media Center here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church, Quintard Avenue, Midtown, Anniston. Sound Solutions, they serve such a wide range of clients. Education, the schools with PA systems and classroom AV and auditorium installs. They do businesses with conference rooms and training spaces and special events. They do churches. I don't know that there's another organization that serves churches for audiovisual needs like Sound Solutions. And then there's sports facilities as they install PA systems and video boards. Anything you need, whatever business or organization you're in, Sound Solutions is the place to go. Let's tell you about the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. They are about to crank things up. As a matter of fact, September 8th, Butch Thompson, Auburn baseball coach, will be there. Look at this, SEC officials. Walter Lewis, former Alabama quarterback. Aaron Suttles from Yale, Alabama. Charles Kelly from JSU, the new head coach. Then look at that, October and November, back-to-back weeks. Matt Stinchcomb from SEC Network, former Georgia lineman. Holly Rose, sideline reporter on the A-Team for ESPN. All these folks are coming to Anniston, folks. They'll be at the Anniston Country Club. David Woodard, that's the guy you need to call. He's a great guy. You'll have a great conversation with him. If you want to be a member, 256-239-4481. Guys, we got a couple of more regions to look at in our Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. First is Class 4A Region 3. Let's take a look at that region right now. Again, this region, last year it was Tallahassee. St. James, they're 0-2. Booker T. Washington, maybe not quite as good as they have been. Tallahassee got, they were just obliterated by Montgomery Academy last week, 59-3. You got Munford in there, 0-1. Cleveland County lost their first game tonight. Talladega's 1-1. Hanley, 1-1. Bullitt County is 2-0. I don't know. Coach, this is your area. You coached a lot of games in this region. You coached that Cleveland County team for 20 years, and you coached against a lot of these teams. What do you make of this region this year? It's another region where I just don't know that there's a clear-cut favorite here.
I still have to put Hanley to me as being one of the better teams there because of the history of their program, and they got a good coaching staff. I still think there's a team to beat in that region. And some of the schools are a lot better. Cleveland County's better. I know they got beat tonight, but they're a better team. I mean, there's a lot of schools right there that traditionally they aren't football schools. There's some that are. But Hanley's going to be, to me, be the team that's got to be looked at as being a favorite in that region.
Let's jump to Class 6A, Region 8. And again, folks, I just don't know in this region. I really thought Gadsden City, now let's keep in mind, top 10 team in Muscle Shoals on the road, top 5 7A team in Hewitt-Trussville tonight. Southside 0-2 now. William Huntsville's 0-2. May Jemison's 0-2. Buckhorn and Fort Payne right now. Fort Payne lost tonight, but only by 2 points to Guntersville, who's really good. Maybe Buckhorn, Fort Payne might make some noise there, but I would not count the Titans out yet because there's a lot of teams in this state that would have lost to Muscle Shoals and Hewitt-Trussville.
This region typically will have some odd records throughout the middle part of the season. You'll see a 6-4 team at the number 2 spot in the region. For some reason, they just maybe don't start off so well, but they end up, I mean, we've seen Gadsden City start off like this and have, 500 records and then make a run in the playoffs. You just never can tell. It's very helter-skelter.
What was the Fort Payne?
Fort Payne lost to Guntersville. I think it was 21-19. Very tight game at Chorble Stadium in Guntersville tonight.
That means that
last
Fort
night, I
Payne
should
was
say.
not within 60 yards because they got kickers. They always have kickers to make a difference.
They do.
If he gets within 60, he's going to have a chance to make it.
They got socks and kickers.
I think Fort
those two
Payne
things.
still, will, at the end, will be
And
the team
Alabama.
that's come up. You're right.
And the group Alabama. All right, that's Fort Payne. Everything you need to know about Fort Payne. Everything you need to know about our Ted's Floor and Beyond Team of the Week. Folks, it is a team that had a top 10 matchup tonight on the road. They went in an even Steven game, and they went in and dominated tonight against the number 6 team in the state in Class 1A. A monumental victory. Our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week for week number 2 of the season, the Pleasant Valley Raiders. Congratulations to Coach Jonathan Nix and the Raiders. 40-7 winners at Spring Garden tonight. We are coming to Pleasant Valley next week with our Tough Guy Trophy from Awards to remember. We'll have our Aniston Orthopedics score shirts. We're coming to Pleasant Valley for Team of the Week. For Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett, and our entire hardworking After the Game crew, enjoy your Saturday morning. We'll see you back here next Friday night at 10 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube for After the Game.